Yo, what up, y'all? You already know it's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B. And this is Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. Today, I'll be reacting to Zip with the Drips video that he made yesterday, where he says, he asked the question, did 50 Cent co-sign Supreme Mcgriff? You know what I mean? Um, Make sure y'all go subscribe and Zip show. That show, he did a good show yesterday. It was a good show. You know what I'm saying? It was a great show. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny. I was up this morning. He did it late last night, I guess. I caught it like 5:30 this morning. I got up. I be getting up early. Yo, Stone to the bone. Salute. Yo, Smitty, my code Smitty. I think he's asleep. I sent him the link. Smitty, if you watching this, pop out when you get a chance. Pop out, Smitty. Pull up. You got the link, bro. Pull up. So, so I got up this morning. I see Zip was on. I caught it. You know what I mean? It's a good joint. You know what I mean? It's a good video, you heard. Make sure y'all, if y'all ain't see it yet, go tap. It's a funny video. You know what I mean? It's a few things I want to go into about the video. Let's start from the beginning. Zip right here. Hold on. Let me see. Zip right here. Zip right here. Let's see what he got. This is how he starts it off. Los Angeles area. Where the San Diego niggas at? Shout out to everybody. Yo, Ron Burgundy, salute. Hey, yo, listen, man. I ain't saying I did it. I don't want to take credit for it. But I feel like I just got 50 Cent to co-sign Supreme. I got niggas wearing Nike hats. I got niggas saying, let's get to that. I got 50 Cent co-signing Supreme. If he got 50 Cent co-signing Supreme, that's a big look. I ain't gonna lie. YouTube niggas be mad, y'all, because like I said, I'm influencing the culture from the couch. I ain't even popping out like that. Hey, yo, Brooklyn Crook. Yo, thanks for the super chat. He said a whole lot of Queens BI in the papers. He said, yo, BI in the papers online. Yo, Mike Velez, what up? Salute. No cash, shit change. I got $2 in the stash. Yo, Chico, what up? Queens get this. Yo, Chico Low, salute. Salute to everybody pulling up. You already know what it is, you heard? 40 years? And y'all need Poro, Batty Bills, Harlem Legend. What's the number TV salute? Harlem Legend TV salute. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Batty Bills, Poro, Harlem Legend. Who else? Who else I need in the building, man? I need y'all Mikey B and them niggas. Mikey B's in the building. All of y'all niggas that be making calm. Monster Mo. Hold on. Monster Mo, salute. Y'all niggas is a Mac Mean. Let's play that again. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? He told me to tap in. Harlem Legend. Who else? Who else I need in the building, man? I need y'all Mikey B and them niggas. I'm here. He said to tap in. I'm here. Let's get to it. All y'all they Mac Mean. Y'all niggas is around. Hey, yo, look, check it out. So, you know what I mean? He said, that, me and my bro Smitty to pop out. We popped out. We pulled up to the content. Yo, Bucks, what up? We pulled up to the content. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on this side. It's a lot going on right now. So check it. So in the video, I ain't gonna play his whole video. I'm gonna play little clips and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should go over there and check his video if y'all ain't check it. But it's a great video. So he's saying that in that video, 50 Cent liked, his. I'm gonna try to show that to y'all real quick. That's not it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Welcome. I'm trying to. So now, 50 was one of them. This shit got 1,300 likes. Here we go. Yo, salute to everybody pulling up. You already know. This shit got 1,300 likes. Money on the floor, you heard? Money on the floor. 50 liked it too. 50 liked it. So 50 went to his page and liked the post that he made about Bimmy with this whole Supreme thing. Y'all can't tell me I ain't helping influence the culture, y'all. 50 liked it on his page, you know what I'm saying? I'm not helping it. Y'all welcome. You welcome. I'm trying to restore order. See, niggas be always, niggas always talking that jail shit. Like that corny ass old nigga that was on that platform, right? I wanted to say this. I was gonna not say this, but I'm about to say this, right? Any of you sucker ass niggas that's on the internet try to discredit a jail nigga and what a jail nigga be talking about, I like to tell y'all niggas something. So you want to be a soft. Got the commercials popping. Zip is eating right now. Zip is eating. He got the commercials popping, everything. Check it. I went to jail in 2002. When I left, the bitches knew they was bitches. The niggas knew they was niggas. So I came home. You bitch ass niggas, y'all got niggas talking about they bitches and bitches talking about they niggas. He went in on this one, y'all. He went in on this one. Much harder to live out here. Y'all niggas let this shit go to shit out here. Let's get to that. Niggas. I don't know if y'all seen that dude that was like, yeah, y'all dudes just talking this jail stuff. But let me tell you something, man. A lot of dudes be on the internet. I seen Gully TV talking about that. The blood came up here. I'm a journalist. I seen Gully TV saying the same stuff about dudes coming home. Yo, Hood TMZ podcast. Salute. You already know what up. Salute to everybody pulling up. I see a lot of dudes talking that, right? But these dudes show our stories. They show our lives. All the things that they was talking about is not what they was doing. But people like us, that came home from prison, that was running in these streets, we did a lot of that stuff. They ain't do none of that shit, bro. They made songs about the stuff that we did. You see what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, dudes came home in the last 5 years from the 90s, the 80s. They let a lot of people they let a lot of people out of prison, bro. The federal and these state prisons, across America. And dudes is coming out telling their stories, and these other dudes is like, they ain't live it. So they can't compare to us. They know we was gonna come out here and win. They know we was gonna come out here and be successful, bro. And that's why these dudes is really hating like that. And it's corny, you know what I'm saying? Look at Zip. Zip, I like, me and Zip had back and forth on the internet. That's internet shit. I met Zip in real life. He met me in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even worried about it. And he obviously ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? But homie got a real story. He met his father in prison. This is some shit that you hear out in a book or something. He met his dad in prison when he was a grown man. Homie out here being successful. He feeding his family. He getting to the money. He ain't going back to jail. He ain't shooting up his community. He ain't doing none of this shit that he used to do. These dudes is hating because they expected for us to come out here and crash out and not be successful. And they know when it comes to personality, credibility, or any of that stuff, we got them beat. Our stories are better. Our life stories is better. We realer than them. More people respect us. All you gonna hear these dudes probably try to say is, yo, they broke. They dirty. This is what you're gonna hear them try to say, right? And only because they had a time to be out here and accumulate money, accumulate things. But it still don't change who these dudes is that's talking. You can't never change that. You see what I'm saying? We can be rich today. I'm doing good. I'm financially, I ain't the best. I ain't, but I'm doing great. I'm doing better than some of these rappers y'all thinking about and seeing out from working. Building my credit and just making money on some, on some legit. I'm legit, you heard? Like G Herbo said, went legit. I went legit. You know what I'm saying? I went legit, you heard? And these dudes know, yo, Mo, what up? You heard Zip shout you out too. Monster Mo in the building, salute. Yo, he shouted you out, bro. You gotta tap in, you know what I'm saying, to the content. He shouted the section out, the whole hood out, you know what I'm saying? But real talk, you know, what I'm seeing now is it's gonna be
And I'm not gonna say real versus fake, because they got real lives too. But it's like old school values versus new school values. Yeah, you got to go watch that Zip with the drip. That's what you see, and that's what Zip is saying in this part right here. Like, y'all had control of the streets, y'all had control of the kids, y'all had control of the families, and look what's going on out here. Look what y'all did while we was gone. We was gone. We didn't have control of none of this stuff. Y'all had control of this, and look how the streets is. Look what you let these dudes do in the streets. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes don't want to see us in a position, because once we get in position, it's automatically gonna kill their stories. They can't match. They can't match us. They want to see us dead or in prison. They can't match us. They knew that. They knew that from back in the days. They not like us. I'm just being. We're put in position in the music industry by the federal government. So you ain't even win. You win because you cheated. You had a cheat code. Just like these dudes are cheating to get out of prison, not doing their time, sending their mans up the river. They did the same shit to get in the rap game, bro. Don't think that all these dudes is put in place like that. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, like, even with the situation going down, I'm trying to talk about other things, because the Bimmy story is the Bimmy story at this point. Everybody, and I don't want to ever use, you know, this platform, Hood Love, as a bully pulpit on anybody. I'm not bullying nobody. I don't care what you did. I don't care about none of that. I'll probably tell a story, let y'all get some information off of it. Let us learn from that shit and we move on. Because I'm not trying to bully nobody. I don't care if, they did bad or not in these streets. I'm just being honest. Hood Love TV is not about that. I'm not here for that. You see what I'm saying? But I don't understand how Bimmy gonna go over there to Whack 100, which is another dude that dudes know is no good. Because Bimmy went to, he told his story again with Whack 100. Whack 100 is no good. Like, everybody that's no good, you gotta watch what's going on out here, because everybody that's no good goes to Whack 100. And I've been told y'all that he is an informant. Yo, Mo, salute. Grown Man Business TV in the building, salute. I've been told y'all that, and now all these guys, it's like the informants versus the real dudes. Yo, they fading dudes out. They sending dudes to jail. They holding each other. They holding each other's down. It's nasty out here in these streets, bro. What y'all see, this is what's going on. I just seen little Woody on Instagram saying that Whack 100 is an informant. I don't know how little Woody found out. I don't know who told him, but he's saying Whack 100 is a informant. Big U said Whack 100 is a informant. Like, I don't know. Y'all respect these dudes in the culture. Y'all respect these dudes in the culture, but at some point, y'all gonna have to respect what they're saying as well. You can't just respect them and then disrespect everything they saying. Dudes like Supreme, dudes like Big U, you know what I'm saying? And other dudes like Zip and other solid dudes that's in these streets. I'm just being honest. And we know the streets ain't the internet. The dudes in the streets is on a whole different time than what's going on up here. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, obviously it's a lot going on the streets that's not going on this internet. But it's clear to see, like, what's going on. It's clear. It's clear now. It's clear. It's clear now. You see what I'm saying? And like Jim Jones said, it's a war going on. It's a war going on. And everything, let me tell you something, all wars ain't physical. All wars are not physical, bro. You got financial wars, you got tech wars, you got all kind of, spiritual wars. It's all kind of wars. Everything ain't physical. You know what I'm saying? Everything, but it's a war going now. It's a value war. Old school values, what we grew up on, and what they push into y'all now. And the shit that they push into y'all now, and it's no integrity, no morals. They don't care about none of that. Nobody don't care about the integrity or the morals of the people no more. That shit is nasty out here, bro. It's nasty. And I'm not saying that's everywhere, because everywhere is not like that. Urban enclaves, you gotta face a lot of this different stuff. Urban, if you in hot New York City, if you in the trenches of Atlanta, you go to the outskirts of these places, or you go to other cities where you're not in the ghetto in the hood, you don't even gotta deal with a lot of that shit, bro. I'm just being honest. You don't even gotta deal with that, and people are looking with sane minds. People are thinking right. People are thinking sane, yo. Right, Slim? Right, Slim Slammer? Yeah, I gotta put those together, you heard? I gotta definitely put those together. Them- Yo, Grown Man Business TV said, bro, us dudes that out here on the streets paved the way for you jail dudes to come home and make a lane. No, we paved the way for you. We the ones that took all the hits. We the ones that made these dudes be able to come out here and talk that talk because the work that we did to go to jail. What you mean? We paved the way. What are you talking about? We the ones that paved. Y'all ain't paved the way. We paved the way. What you mean? When we was in the streets, we made dudes understand. Yo, Sandbox Bully in the building. Salute. We made dudes understand to hold these dudes down and respect these dudes, bro. That came when the dudes that went to jail laid that down, bro. It was laid down in the streets, and that's why they went to prison. Why you think Prince? Why you think Prince was upheld the way he came when he came home? Everybody came out for him. He a legendary dude because of the shit that he did in the street, not because of what he did in prison. He made his name in Queens, New York. He made his name in Southside in the streets, bro. He just stood on principles, solid principles. He stood firm, and he held it down for all those years, and he came back to that a boss. But he left the streets a boss. What you mean? He ain't changed in prison and become prince in prison. He was prince in the streets, bro. We ain't leave the streets in no shit. It was a war going on in the streets. It was a war going on in the streets in the 90s and the 80s that was handed to us from the government through the invention of crack, bro. What you mean? Cracking guns, coking guns. What are you talking about? What you mean? We that was handed to us. That was put on us. That was put on us in the hood, bro. We ain't make that shit up. Dudes just seen they can make money. Dude was impoverished. Dudes can make money, and dudes started coming out the houses hustling and making money and trying to get up. And then that dudes got into wars, start knocking each other down, and all that came out of that, bro. We ain't make that up. Like, what you mean? How could you pave the way for dudes in the street? My name was bigger than these dudes' name in the street. What are you talking about? These dudes got jobs given to them by the government in these music companies. This is what y'all missing. Whack 100, all these supposed to be informants got all these jobs in music. How? No background, and none of them make music. None of them is producers, none of them make a beat. How? Think. It's in front of your eyes. Think. They were implants. They was implanted. They was implanted, bro. They was implanted. So now I don't gotta pay you. The music company can pay you. We're gonna put you in this music area as this person, as this exec, and you can control all this shit and inform on these dudes too that's in the music industry and what's going on. What y'all missing that? See, we got clear minds coming out of jail. We can see the shit y'all can't. We can see the things that y'all can't. You don't understand that? They was plants. They was plants in the music industry to get money. They didn't have no musical background. How you got this musical job? You don't got no. You sold drugs and you sold drugs your whole life. How you exec in the music industry? What gives you? What gives you? And I'm not saying you do have leadership qualities. You do have leadership qualities if you ran a drug organization, a multi-million dollar drug organization. But that's not what they hire you for when you become a exec in the music industry. They hire you because of your chops in the music. I went to Harvard. I studied music. This is my resume. This is my what kind of resume did he show? Did these dudes show to get in there? Think about it. Think about it. Think. This is why you gonna learn here. You gonna learn. They was implanted, bro. Whack 100 implanted. All these dudes implanted, bro. They had no musical background. You was a gangbanger. You was a drug dealer. Think about it. Think. It's right in front of your eyes. It's right there. Think. Think. They was implanted to inform and to keep them dudes that was in there in check. To keep them dudes that was in line getting all his millions and all that shit. Dudes like Preem, when he got in there, they was in the office keeping an eye on Preem. Yeah, he be up here with Murder Inc. every day. I don't know. They talking about he bring. Y'all better go watch that documentary on Preem. A dude said he brought a bag. In that documentary, a dude said he brought a bag of money up to Murder Inc.'s office. And the dude worked in Murder Inc. said he grabbed Preem's bag. He grabbed the wrong bag. And Preem came outside and was like, yo, you got the wrong bag. And the bag that he had was full of money. And this is how they try to manufacture this story with Murder Inc., bro. The dude said he had a bag from Preem. They mistakenly grabbed the bag in Murder Inc.'s office, my dude. Understand what you looking at. Understand what you seeing, bro. These dudes is implants. How you get this job? How you get that job? How I hire you, bro? How? You tell me. Y'all hustle. Go to Def Jam. Go to one of these labels right now. Try to get a job. Coming out of jail. AP, what up? Stone, salute. I'm telling. Go get a job. Come out of jail. Get your resume and tell them you've been robbing and shooting people for the last 20 years. Let's see if you get a job. I want to sweep the floor. That's it. They ain't even gonna let you sweep the floor in there. What? Get your ass away from here. They ain't gonna let you be the janitor in there. You can't be the janitor. Like, hold on. Listen, I took custodial maintenance. I'm nice with a buffer. My buff game, pause. You know, whoa, hey, hey, hey. But you know what I'm talking about. Good with a broom. I can mop this. I can have these floors sparkling in here. They ain't gonna hire your ass. They not gonna hire your ass. They were implanted. They were implanted to keep tabs, to keep tabs on the rappers. You're wrong, right in the building. Your specs. What up? They got me started early in the morning. You Zip did this. Zip told me. Zip got me on conscience. Zip did this. Man, blame Zip. This is what they was implanted for. It was implants to keep eyes on dudes like Preem, because everybody that slid in the door, you know, at one time in the 90s when you had mixtapes, and this is why they stopped mixtapes. Because the hustler could make his own mixtapes and make money, and they didn't have control of that. The whole South, DJ Drama, T.I., Jeezy, all of them came up off the mixtape. All of them dudes came up off the mixtape, and now look what they saying about them dudes on the internet. T.I., Jeezy. It's like every rapper, they like, it's coming out right now, like every rapper you see, big rapper, is an informant. True or not, I don't know who's true. I don't know. I'm not calling them guys because I ain't see their paperwork. I don't know what's up. But it's like everybody in that industry did bad. It's coming out now that everybody is no good, bro. Everybody's no good, and they pushing a bad vibe on our community, bro. TJ, salute. That's the facts. Am I right or wrong though? Put a one in the chat if I'm right. Put a two if I'm wrong. I don't mind. Put a one in the chat if I'm right. If you agree. If you don't agree, put a two. I don't. Put a one in the chat if you agree. Put a two if you don't. Just saying. Let's see some numbers. And hit the like button while you're doing that too. The likes is wild. The like is 168 in the building. It's 33 likes. Come on, man. You in the hit the like button. This is great. This is great early morning content. I ain't see no twos yet. I'm just being honest, bro. I'm being honest. Get us in the algorithm, man. Hit the like button. This good content. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on lunch, but I've been up though. I was up making me a turkey, egg, and cheese this morning, like 6 o'clock, listening to Zip with Drip. Zip with Drip is a funny dude, yo. This is a good video, you heard? This video? This is a good video, you heard? He went in on this. I ain't gonna lie, it's a good video, you heard? Yo, St. Vincent, I'm waiting to go to work now. Get that money. That's right, get that money. But yo, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta understand a lot of these dudes that been spitting to y'all, that been controlling the airwaves, that been controlling the narratives that's being spoken to these kids came from dudes that did bad. Came from dudes that have, you know, as far as the streets is concerned. Know what I'm saying? Word up, bro. Word up, bro. I'm saying, y'all know Ty's situation. He spoke on his situation, so I'm not even trying, like I said, I'm not trying to use my channel as a bully pit to bully nobody. I come and tell y'all stories and I move on. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of different stories. But Ty was actually a rapper. Ty was a rapper before we came to prison. When we was out there wilding, Ty was rapping. Ty rapped from prison on Clue on a professional. So, Ty's situation is a little different. Dudes was already on before Ty came home. Ty was a rapper already. Ty came home and started rapping when he came home. And he wasn't up at first, then he came up. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even put that on Ty. I'm not no sucker. Even if we're not seeing eye to eye, I'm gonna keep my integrity and just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So you putting Ty in the chat, you putting Ty in the chat. Ty was a rapper. Ty was a rapper since we was kids. I seen Ty rapping when he was 16 in the club. You know what I'm saying? So Ty been rapping. I can't. This ain't about Fly Ty. You know what I mean? This ain't about Fly Ty. Fly Ty been rapping. He rapped in prison. He rapped on a professional over the phone on an incarcerated Scarface beat on I think the professional one or the professional two. That's a platinum album. Ty rapped on a platinum album before he even came home from jail. So Ty is different. Ty is different. I'm not gonna come up here and be no sucker though. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted because dude got a big name. I'm not gonna come up here and just stomp dudes' names out because I'm in a position to do it. That's not my style. If I gotta come up here and give y'all a story and tell y'all some truth, some hard truths, then I'll do that. But on the same token, I'm not gonna just come up here. Son is out here eating. He taking care of his family, and that's good for him. But son was a rapper. Ty was a rapper before in the 90s. Ty was a rapper since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So you can't I'm not putting that on Fly Ty name. I'm not talking about, and let me tell you something, I'll talk direct. If I got something to say about somebody directly, I'll say it directly. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if I wasn't talking about Ty when I said that. Ty's a rapper. Ty was a rapper, you heard? If you could look, you can Google his old songs, Smoking Mirrors with French Montana. He had songs with Jada. Ty had songs with Little Durk before he became an A&R, before he became an exec. He had a bunch of different songs out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't coming up here just to shit on people and to destroy shit, but I gotta tell the truth about certain stuff. Everybody had the opportunity to tell their stories. Don't be mad because jail dudes is coming home and telling their stories now from their perspective. That's what y'all doing. Y'all mad because real dudes is coming out here talking and telling their stories. See, the whole trick is this. You tell a story, you keep everybody else quiet. They want to control the narrative. But it's impossible to control the narrative. You heard? It's impossible. Like me and Smitty behind the scenes, we had a conversation about that yesterday about when they change it. What if they stop dudes from talking? It's the way the internet is made, they're never going to stop people from talking. They love this shit. It's lucrative for everybody. And really, law enforcement is winning cases from dudes coming up here running their mouth on the internet and getting themselves locked up. So why would they stop people from talking? Why would they stop people from talking on the internet? They never gonna stop that shit. They're gonna just watch. They're gonna watch what you saying. They're gonna watch what you saying. They're gonna use that shit against you, you heard? Yo, Dice, what up? That's what I'm saying, Dreamer, you heard? I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, I'll be telling y'all truths and just I'll be keeping it, I keep it honest. I try not to even bring me and Ty's story to the internet. Other dudes was exposing shit, and my name got caught up as far as being a rat in our case, and I had to correct the record on that. That was never supposed to be on the internet. I mean, if it was up to me, it would have never been on the internet. But other dudes came out when I was going through other things, and other dudes came out and brought that shit to the internet, and I had to, I had my name. My name is my name. So whatever happened with my name, I gotta speak on my name. You heard? Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Brownsville in the building. Yo, Trini, what up? Salute. Yo, where's Smitty at, man? Yo, somebody text Smitty, man. Tell Smitty to get his ass up. Let me call Smitty on my laptop. Let me call Smitty. I'm trying to call him now. Where's Smitty at? I gotta FaceTime him. Let me FaceTime him. Where's Smitty at? Right, Stone, right. A pretty loud and the ugly truth is right. That's right. Yo, speaking of that, yo, Tyrone Coleman, salute. Yo, speaking of that, where is 10 Toes Down at? Where is 10 Toes Down at? Yo, Ron Burgundy says Smitty was drinking. Yo, Smitty. Yo, what up? Yo, you on live, bro. Why you ain't hit the link? On live what? Yo, you on? Nah, they can't see you. You don't even got your camera on. I'm on live right now. Where you at? Doing what? I sent the link to you, bro. I'm doing a show. Where you at? I'm about to pull up. Say what's up to the peoples, bro. Salute to the peoples, man. Yo, Smitty be sleep. You see what I'm saying? I'll be up early, you heard? I gotta get it. I gotta get money. I gotta work. Weather right now. I'm under the weather. That's a fact. Yeah, Smitty kind of sick right now. That's a fact, bro. That's why, bro. I'm about to pull up though. Yo, pull up, bro. I got sent you the link already, you heard? All right, bet. All right, peace, bro. Peace. Just keep your camera off. You got to, you heard? All right, bet. All right, peace, bro. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, I said he hiding. You gotta, yo, listen, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be nasty, but once you become an internet personality and you speaking on certain stuff, then you gotta, certain stuff you gotta speak on. Certain stuff you gotta speak on. You know what I'm saying? If you defended it, If you spoke on it one way and you defended it, and you said certain things. If you ain't speak on it and you be like, yo, nah, keep me out of it, then I can respect, him not pulling up. But if you defended it, you spoke on it. Like I had to speak on it because I was in the mix. I was in the middle of that shit, bro. I was in the middle of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I messed with KK, his family, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I knew Joe when I was a kid coming up. I watched him in clubs, and when they was doing them and stuff. I had a lot of respect and love for that family, bro. You know what I mean? So I ain't never really want to. I ain't really want to. But I gotta speak on certain stuff. Like I gotta speak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I gotta talk. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? Only because I was put in the middle of it. You heard? As they said, 10 toes a detective. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Zip is funny. You heard? Yo, Zip had a whole argument last night on Chat GPT. He had an argument with Chat GPT last night. Hold on, let me show y'all that. So this is why I'm really doing the reaction to this because
This is why these YouTube niggas be mad, y'all, cause like I said, he be in them niggas 40 years. He be in them niggas.
hold on.
Yo, thanks for the super chat. He said a whole lot of Queens BI in the paper.
E James, what up?
He said,
Why you ain't got no rich? E James, you changed your channel?
Please get the money, long time, no cash, shit changed. I got me $2 in the
You
stack.
changed you changed your channel, Eve?
Queens get this.
Why you ain't got no rich?
40 years, and I need Poro, Batty Bill.
All right, here you go. Here you go. That's what I'm saying.
Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Patty Bills, Poro, Harlem Legend. Who else? Who else I need in the building, man? I need that Mikey B and them niggas.
I'm here. You see what I'm saying?
Niggas, all of y'all niggas that be making come. Monster Mo.
Monster Mo.
Mac Me, y'all niggas is around. Start off on that like button. Alert them niggas. Let them niggas know they gotta pull up and get this content. I need these niggas to be first with it. I don't want the other niggas to get it and run out.
Yo, Stone, yeah, I feel you, bro. Yeah, but like I said, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay on no one content. I want to move around. I want to move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not never going to use this apparatus against nobody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no way for me to bully or get back at anybody, or I'm not trying to use it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell real stories, especially anything that got to do with me and my name. My name. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to straighten the record out. No matter when, no matter when, I choose to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's my choice. Like Preem, everybody's saying, yo, why he wait 40 years? That's just an excuse. That's just an excuse. That's his life. Y'all using the excuse, son, like his son said, he never spoke. That's an excuse for y'all to just not face the facts of what's going on out here. Like, stop using excuses, y'all. Anything. Paperwork, y'all do come with paperwork, then y'all got another excuse. Yo, the paperwork fake. None of that shit is worth it no more in this culture. None of that stuff is worth it. You come and speak your piece. If they believe it, they believe it. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because the street dude right now, these street dudes is not, a lot of these dudes is bad. So you might be going up against a team full of rats now. The whole team might be rats. They got killers and everything. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying nobody in particular, nobody. This is just general speech. You see what I'm saying? But if you going up against a team You thinking they solid gangsters, but they not. They a team full of rats. So they don't even go by the principles you go by. They gonna shoot and they gonna tell. You see what I'm saying? They telling and shooting. How you beat that? Telling and shooting and working with the cops? How you win? How you beat that? They catch you lacking, you dead. You catch them lacking, and you miss them or something. You going at them. They tell. They telling on you. Can't win against that shit, bro. You can't win against that shit, bro. They got the police on their side. Yo, he over there. He on Linden. He got it on him. Go check his car. Police run down on you. Check your car. You ain't got it. They blam you up when the police leave. This nasty out here, yo. Listen, he on Linden and Farmers. I just seen Mikey. He's in a Benz. He's in a Benz. License plate 15 22 34. I seen him with it. He got it tucked under the front seat. All right, book him, Dano. They run down just to check you to see if you got it. Yo, what you doing? Why y'all in my car? Why y'all messing with me for? Why y'all messing with me for? Now we got a call saying you was out here with it. You know what I'm saying? Saying you was out here with it. You know, we got to search the car. We got to search the car to make sure you ain't got it. Come on, man. I don't got nothing on me, man. I'm chilling. I'm over here just trying to get some Chinese food. You know, I just came over here to get some Chinese food. All right, you good. You can go. All right, when I leave, when I get my order, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't be coming around here now, because y'all see me in a nice car. Y'all keep searching me. They leave, they bang you up. Ga, 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 ga. Rats win again, you heard? Smitty Rock in the building. Smitty Rock in the building. Yo, salute. What up? A lot going on.
Salute, y'all. Salute, man.
Yo, so Zip did a live last night. He was telling everybody to tap in. That's what I was really talking about. Check it out, so you can hear it yourself. Being them niggas.
What he was saying?
I'm about to let you hear it right now. He was talking about Supreme. I'm influencing the culture. He said 50 Cent co-signed Supreme. 50 Cent liked the post that he made about Bimmy. Hey, yo, Brooklyn Crook. Yo, thanks for the super chat. He said a whole lot of Queens, B.I. and the Papers.
Man, that's the
He said,
first
yo,
thing I
B.I.
did,
and the
bro. Don't
Papers
play with me,
online.
Ron
Queens get the money,
Burgundy.
long time, no cash. Shit changed. I got me $2 in the stash. Huh? Queens get the... Check it out. Look. Yeah, 40 years? And y'all need Poro, Batty Bills, Harlem Legend. Who else? Batty Bills, Poro, Harlem Legend. Who else? Who else I need in the building, man? I need y'all Mikey B and them niggas. That's us, man. He called us in. He tagged us in, you heard? He tagged us in, Smitty, you heard? Mac Mean, Massimo. He tagged us all in, you heard? He tagged us right or wrong, though.
Tripping, Zip ain't playing.
He tagged us in, you heard? He tagged us in. I'm just saying. He tagged us in. Yo, check this argument he had with Chat GPT. This shit was crazy, bro. He a funny dude.
He says,
He tagged us in, you heard? Yo, this shit was funny. He had a whole argument with Chat GTP. This was funny, you heard? Check it out. Look at his eyes. Look at his face. Let me open up the panel.
Zip is wilding. Look at his face. Look at Zip's face. He's wilding.
He described in his search warrant affidavit and lies that two people were kidnapped and beaten and near death was a lie. When they did the search, no evidence Definitely starting to spread and have a big impact. So you mean to tell me this nigga been snitching since crack first came out?
Yo, hold on. Yo, he's wilding. This is funny, yo.
Still going strong today. Tell me some notable things that happened 40 years ago. Yeah. Absolutely.
This is funny.
40 years ago would be around 1985. A few notable things from that year include the Live Aid concerts, which were massive charity events for famine relief, the release of the first version of Microsoft Windows, and the debut of the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America. It was definitely an exciting year. This nigga been telling since Nintendo came out?
This man is wow.
Yo, telling since Nintendo was wild, bro. That's
Yo,
crazy.
chill, bro.
Yo, he's wild. Yeah. Yo, this is a good. Yo, son is a funny dude. You heard? True
Nah,
or
he's
not, whatever,
hilarious,
Vimy.
man.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, son. I was up. I watched this shit 5:30, 5 o'clock this morning. Son, you know how I was looking at the live chat. You heard?
Right.
I'm trying to get in the live chat and put smiling emojis. I'm like, this shit ain't live no more. You heard? Yo, that shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's a funny video, man. If y'all ain't checked that video, yo, check that video. That video was funny, bro. He said snitching since Nintendo. Yo, that's crazy.
Oh
Yo, check it
man,
out. Check
yo.
it out. Yo, this is crazy. Yo. Look at him. Look at him.
1985, and it basically changed the
Look.
landscape of gaming and introduced.
Yo, he drunk, high, all that shit. Yo.
Yo, tell me some more shit that happened. Oh, for sure. 1985 also saw the first ever version of the Microsoft Windows operating system, which was a huge milestone. Hold on. How long was crack out? How long was crack out by then? The crack epidemic started becoming a major issue in the U.S. In the mid-1980s. So around 1985, it was definitely starting to spread and have a big impact. So you mean to tell me this nigga been snitching since crack first came out?
This nigga's wild. He's wild.
Nah, he got
What you gonna do is
he
you gonna
got to
make me go
chill.
get broke.
Look, he arguing.
Go to Twitter.
This when this argument start.
Because broke don't.
Yo, hold on. Yo, so this is where the argument start with Chat GPT, and Zip. This is why they can't mess with these jail dudes. We funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. He had a whole argument with GPT, bro. This shit crazy. Check it out. Check it out.
About all that shit you talking about right now. Respect. I'm just letting you know. I appreciate the heads up. I'm here to keep things friendly and helpful. We ain't friendly like that around here. You here to keep it friendly. We ain't on that friendly type of shit around here. You can't tell? I get it. You're looking for a certain vibe. I'm here to match your energy and keep it real with you. If there's anything on your mind.
How
How
you
the hell is
arguing with Chat?
Chat
How you
GPT gonna keep
arguing
it
with him?
real with you? He said, I'm here to do what you gotta do, keep it real with you. He ain't trying to talk like he from the streets, yo. Who put this on Chat GPT, bro? I'm here to keep it real with you. He sound like a nerd talking to some hood dude, bro. This is crazy, bro. Check it out. He said, I'm here to keep it real with you. Chat GPT is wild. Let's say that again. He's tripping.
But why my son arguing with Chat GPT though?
Yo, he's crazy, bro. Check it out. Hold on, he's crazy.
Have any specific questions or? Yo, what you gonna do is you gonna make me go get broke. You gonna make me go to Twitter and download Groke, because Groke don't be caring about all that shit you talking about right now. Respect. I'm just letting you know. I appreciate the heads up. I'm here to keep things friendly and helpful. We ain't friendly like that around here, though. What you mean you here to keep it friendly? We ain't on that friendly type of shit around here. You can't tell? I get it. You're looking for a certain vibe. I'm here to match your energy and keep it real with you. If there's anything on your mind or anything I can help with, just let me know. Right. Exactly. Let's keep it like that. Got it. I'll keep it real with you. If there's anything you want to dive into, just let me know. Let's keep it going. Tell me some more things that happened in 85, man.
Absolutely. In 1985, the first version of the Back to the Future movie was released.
First, let me let you know something. I turned 4 years old in 85. That's why I don't know what's going on. So I need you to break it down. This nigga been telling since I turned 4. Some of 84, some of 85, I was 3 years old. Yeah, I was 3 years old for some of that year. But I said, let's just say I was 4.
I was 2 years old.
Tell me some things that happened when this nigga started ratting, man.
I was 10.
So in 1985, besides the release of the first...
No, I need you to say, when this dude started ratting in 1985, I need you to say it.
Yo, he is bugged out.
Got it. So in 1985, when you started rapping...
He said when you started rapping. Hold on. Yo, he said, yo, in 1985, when you started rapping, check it out.
When he started ratting, not rapping, ratting, like being a rat, snitching. When he started snitching, not me, bitch. I never told on nobody in my life. You could go in all of the archives you want to and figure this shit out on live for the people. I said him. When he started ratting, the fuck is you talking about?
I appreciate the clarification. I'll make sure I get that right. If there's anything else you want to dive into or any other details you want me to remember, just let me know.
All right, so I need you to tell me what was happening when he started ratting.
Gotcha. So around the time that he started ratting in 1985, it was a period of big cultural shifts. The first Live Aid concert happened. The NES was released. Other big events were happening.
He's wilding, yeah. He's wilding.
What's going on?
This dude,
who won the NBA championship?
Yeah. This dude is a fool. Nah, son. He playing too many gate games, you are.
NBA championship by beating the Boston Celtics in the finals, 4-2. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the finals MVP, averaging about 25.7 points per game.
What ring was that for Magic Johnson?
That championship in 1985 was actually Magic Johnson's first NBA championship ring. And as a
cat, that's bullshit. You're bugging out. I don't know where you get that information from. You need to go to do that little boo 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 sound you be doing and re-examine that. That's cat.
He just lied.
Magic Johnson actually won his first NBA championship in 1980, and he was named
Look,
MVP.
he lied to zip right there. Chat GPT lied. Yo, listen. Catching Chat GPT in a lie is wild, you heard?
That is crap. That's crazy when you check in the AI. He over here lying.
Catching Chat GPT in a lie, that's viral, you heard? That is gonna go viral, you heard?
That's crazy.
Chat GPT be lying, son, you heard?
That's what I'm saying. You can't be believing these AIs, man.
Yo, Eric, what up? Eric said, I'm dying.
Eric Kumba, salute. My brother Eric Kumba, salute.
Yo, listen, that's crazy. He caught Chat GPT in a lie. Look at this shit. Look.
This is 4-3.
Oh, okay. That's glad you clarified that. If I wasn't here to clarify that, you would have just been pumping bad dope though. Like if I ain't no better on my own, you would have been pumping bad dope. So for that, I'm gonna turn you off. You heard? I don't fuck with you like that because you be pumping bad dope.
Yo, that's crazy. My son over there arguing with the chat.
All of this bad dope, but you be pumping bad dope.
I'm here to help, and I appreciate your feedback. If there's anything I can do to or any info I can clarify, just let me know.
Undownload yourself. Can you do that?
Look. Hold on. So Zip gets into an argument with Chat GPT. Then he tells Chat GPT to unalive himself. You heard?
Told Chat Pete, yo, that's crazy.
How you tell Chat
himself.
GPT to unalive himself? You heard?
That's wow.
So check it out.
do I undownload you right now? I don't want you on my phone no more. So how do I undownload this?
If you'd like to remove the app, you can just delete it from your device like any other app.
I don't know how to delete apps. Tell me how to delete ChatGPT. I need ChatGPT to teach me how to delete ChatGPT. Yo, he wildin', yo. Check it out. So check it out. Look, I got one more thing I want to show you on this. So y'all can go check his. I don't want to play his old video. Y'all got to check his video. You know what I'm saying? I want to show y'all something else. Hold on.
Yo, I'm telling you, only thing when he keeps saying 40 years, I could think of the bro L Compa, man. 40 years.
That's a fact. 40 years.
I'm proud of this shit.
40 years. Salute L
Look,
Compa, rest in
look. He
peace.
got the flower. Look, Zip got the flower. Look.
That's where he growing?
Yeah, he been growing his plant.
You got the dead leaf. Gotta
That
keep a
look
couple
good.
of bugs around because that's how I was when I got it. So you know what I mean? I don't be picking them shits off.
Yo, and that's good to
But
have in the
shit that
crib,
was in that
man.
window, that's the same plant.
He showed it in his window. Hold on. He showed it in his window when it was small. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
Dudes out there going to buy from the weed man, not knowing you could actually grow up to 3 pounds in your house, if I'm not mistaken. If you in a legal state like New York, probably you could grow up to like 3 pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo,
Right
check it
now.
out. Look. Where he shows it. Oh.
I'm proud of this shit. I just want y'all to know that.
Very good investment.
My plant, bro. All right, look.
Look, hold on.
See my plant, right?
They're gonna plant right there when it was small, you heard? They're gonna plant when it was small. And now he grew it up. He grew it up. Check it out.
Yo, y'all see my plant?
Look at my
This shit. I
son.
just want y'all to know that, you heard? My plant, bro.
Zip got a green thumb? Zip got a green thumb? Let me find out. Let me find out Zip got a green thumb. Hey yo, what up?
Still got the dead leaf. Gotta keep a couple of those around because that's how I was when I got it. So you know what I mean?
Now you gotta pick those off. You gotta pick those off, Zip. You gotta pick dead plant, dead leaf off.
Yo, salute,
Yo,
God,
Cosmology
salute,
Bay,
man.
what up?
That's the same plant.
Cosmology Bay, salute, peace and love, man. Yo, bro, I'm gonna call you back. I just had woke up. I tried to call you yesterday
Yo, guys,
with
salute.
Mikey B.
Yo, check it out. This is all I want to show y'all this too. Hold on. Let me get this together. Hold on. Let me show y'all something.
Grown man business says Zip a damn fool.
Nah, Zip is funny. I ain't gonna front. That shit funny. I ain't gonna lie. I got something I want to show y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Where is that? I'm gonna show y'all something real quick, and we can move on with the show.
Pardon me, y'all.
Check it out. Yo, check it out. You see that right there? That's an aloe plant, you heard? You see that right there?
That's your what? That's you grew that?
That's my aloe plant. You see it's in a
You grew?
small. You see it's in a
Did you
white.
grow that plant?
Yeah, look, it's right here. It got big. Look behind me. Look how big it is now, you heard?
yo,
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 yo, Zip, you
yo,
gotta step.
yo.
You gotta step
What's
your
up with
game
you
up.
and Zip? You and Zip coming home after 20 years talking about some plants and
Yo,
shit.
salute to Teflon. Teflon was like, yo, you gotta get the aloe plant. I got a cactus over here too. If you notice, I changed I repotted it. I repotted it. I put my cactus plant. I put my cactus in my aloe in the aloe pot. You see the pots?
Yeah.
Because it got
Hey
too
yo,
big. It got
but
too
yo,
big.
let me find out y'all spending it y'all like, yeah, son. I can't wait till
Yo,
I get
Zip,
home
somebody
and get
tag
this.
Zip. Tell Zip he gotta get the aloe. He gotta get the aloe tree. Look how big that aloe plant is now, bro. You could use this too. You could use this like lotion. You could put it on your body, take a leaf off, you know what I'm saying? Look how big my aloe plant got, man. Yo, Zip, step it up, Zip. You gotta get the aloe plant. Look it's growing in here. You can see that it's growing in here and stuff. The little ones, I could take that out and make another plant. And make another plant. That's babies in there. You see that? That's babies in there. I gotta repot this again. You heard? No, we ain't take no horticulture up top. I ain't take horticulture. Yo, my family taught me. My grandmoms had mad plants. I got my green thumb from my grandmoms. I'm gonna put a video together with the rest of my stuff too. I got some more stuff I was doing in front of my house. Like I got some stuff. Hold on, let me put. Oh shit, back. I got some other stuff I was growing. I got some other stuff I was growing.
Harlem Legends salute. Hey yo, Mikey B, you and Zip up north spending y'all like, yeah, word to mother, son. When I get home, I'm gonna get this cactus plant stuck in these aloe plants.
I had plants in prison though too. In Wyoming, I had plants. Somebody took my plant when I went to the box. I gotta find out who took my plant, sure. I think I had like a morning star when I was in Wyoming. I had a plant on top of my locker. Look, this is the front of my crib. Look, this is the front of my crib right here. Look, I grew this in front of my house, bro.
Now that's what's up.
When I came home, I got the sidewalk fixed. You see, that's 2023 right there, you heard? When I came home, I got the sidewalk. I got my sidewalk fixed in front of the crib. All that shit. Watch this. Look, check it out. We gonna move on because I got a question for you. I got some questions to ask you. I just wanted to show you this real quick. Bro, shit, plan shit. You know, what's what we do, man? Human beings, man. We do shit like that. You heard? I'll show you when I first came home how it looked. Look, this was when it was small. 2022. This is before it got big.
My sister green thumb gangsters.
Gotta have a green thumb, yo. Gotta have a green thumb, yo. I'm gonna put that video together. I'm gonna put it out as a short though. I'm gonna put it out as a short. I'm gonna put it out. I came home, bro. I had a green thumb. All the stuff that I couldn't do when I was in jail, plant shit, do certain stuff. I was doing all that stuff, you heard? Matter of
As
fact,
you
here we go.
should.
This is when I got the plants. This is before I even put them in at the crib. Look. This is when I got them joints. 2021.
Harlem Legend in the building. Salute.
Check it out. Look. This is when I was putting them in. There they go right there, you heard?
Nah, that's good, boys.
Yeah, my grandmom's, I planted that shit right there. Look, and I fixed my sidewalk. I paid these dudes to fix the sidewalk. They came through. I changed that sidewalk when I came home. All that stuff. It's me and wifey, me and wifey, me and wifey. It's me and wifey. Look, I had these white dudes come to the crib, fix the sidewalk.
Nah, that's good money.
I had them come take that shit up, pay for that shit. I got a wheelbarrow. Yeah, I had them taking care of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how it
He
looked.
said Harlem Legend. I would love to hear you break down the surf situation, especially because you know what's going on in the background. What happened to surf?
So let me ask you, let's get back to the content. You know what I'm saying? We had a little break and a little pause. You know, you pulled up, Smitty. plant grew in front of my house, and it was her favorite plant. She passed away years ago. Nobody knows how the plant got there. Oh, all right, Angel. I see what you're saying, Angel. Sandbox Bully said, drop your flag, pick up a flower pot. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you heard? Um, at Harlem Legend, I don't know nothing about that Sue Surf shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, check it out. So, Smitty, let me ask you this. Yo, Eric, appreciate you for the super chat.
Yo, salute. We appreciate you, bro. Definitely.
Good looking setting up the super chat. But yo, check it. So, but it's good to come out here and do different things and be successful. You know what I'm saying? We out in the world. We ain't have shit like and behind the wall. You not growing nothing in the max. You know, we spent most of our time in maximum security facilities. You ain't got plants. Some jails you don't even got your own window to look out of to see a tree. Some people ain't seen
Right.
trees in a long time. Like Comstock, certain jails. If you in that jail for 10 to 20 years, you might not see a plant, a tree, a flower, or an animal besides like a bird or something. You might not see that shit for years, you're
Real talk.
real talk. You know what I'm saying? Even like in Attica, you're gonna see grass, but you ain't seeing no plants. You ain't seeing no trees. You ain't seeing no shit like that. You ain't seeing no life. You know what I'm saying? Now that
Right.
was great. That was great, man. That was appreciated, man. Everything count. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Yo,
salute.
Mickey baby,
Appreciate
salute.
you.
What's going on? But all right, so to the content, right? The content is Smitty. What Zip was basically saying that he posted on his Instagram that that some Bimmy was a confidential informant or whatever, and it's the whole Supreme story, and he's talking about Supreme in it,
Right.
and 50 Cent came and liked it. What Preem was saying about Bimmy, about the whole situation. Um, so Zip saying with a question mark is Preem, Supreme, 50 Cent co-sign Supreme that Bimmy. Do you take that as 50 co-signing Supreme?
Yeah, that's what I would take it as if you liking his post. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, what you do? You know what I mean? Like, truthfully, like, yeah, I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he like that, he's agreeing to that. You know what I mean? If I like something, I mean, like, I agree to it, or it pertained to me a little bit, or I know somebody that went through that, or something like that. When I'm liking something or putting a heart on something, I don't just like people's stuff to like people's stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Right. And if you like a post like that, you making a statement, you saying.
you definitely making a statement. You know what I'm saying? Either you know, or you been new, or you have some type of, you know, you felt like that. You know what I
Prince
mean?
World TV, salute.
So yeah, I would take it like that. I would definitely take it like that.
Cosmology Base said, I think 50 Cent really deep down inside respects Preem. I just don't think he liked Ja Rule and them dudes. I think he thought they were soft. Um, Zip was saying like, yo, Preem is the big homie of the big homies.
Right,
And he got a jacket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I think him liking that, it does say a statement. If I see certain stuff that I don't agree with, I'm not gonna like it.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I can understand that perspective. I mean, he could just like supporting Zip with the drip too. But I don't know. He could be just supporting Zip. He shared Zip stuff before. He didn't share it. He has shares. He has shared Zip's post in the past. He didn't share that post, but for him to like that says something like a lot of these dudes ain't gonna speak on the truth. But when these guys like Zip, like us, when we come up here and speak on the truth, they be jacking us on the low. They don't be saying nothing, and because they got public positions and all that stuff, or they might come in on a fake account. You don't know.
Right.
Baltimore in the building, salute.
Now salute the whole B more, man.
Psycho Bank, salute.
Hey yo, so like I said, do you think this was like a real strategic move by Supreme doing all this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how big this is right now? Because this is a big story right now.
Yeah, it was strategic.
Did he pick the right time?
Hell yeah, because it's viral.
Mm.
Hell yeah, it's viral. Um, but Preem ain't stupid, you know what I'm saying? And they got he marketed his video using that, knowing that once he said that Mikey B, Zip with the Drip, everybody from the East Coast to the West Coast, Whack 100, everybody talking about this, bro. If they catching it late, because they gonna catch it late. Everybody gonna tap in at some point, bro. Everybody gonna tap in, bro. Believe me. A lot of these people, they be trying to not big up other dudes that's making money that could be big presences, but at some point you gotta tap in. You have to tap in because it got the algorithm. This whole shit is about an algorithm. You see what I'm
Was it
saying?
was it 50 Cent dealing with Bimmy at one point?
Yeah, they was cool. I guess I don't know. They had some stuff going on. They was cool, but I don't know. But I heard, once 50 found out, about the situation. I don't know if that's true or not, that he stopped dealing with Son. But these dudes is vocal. 50's a vocal dude. He might not go in on Bimmy because of his relationship with him, but I think him liking Zip in that situation, and 50, from what I know, I don't know 50 personally. I don't know him. Probably seen him run around Southside. We probably seen each other when we was in the streets, young and shit, going to school back and forth, just being around. But from what I see, that he's big on loyalty. So if he's loyal to Bimmy, he knows Zip and Bimmy is like mortal enemies. For him to like that and to like that post shows that he's choosing
Aside.
Zip. He's choosing.
And he's staying there. Because 50,
He
when he chooses a side, he stays there.
he's choosing. He's choosing Zip. He's choosing that whole, even Preem, and what Preem is saying. He's showing like, yo, this is the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I think he's showing that this is the facts. Like, yo, it is what it is. You heard? 50 and
I
Preem
mean,
beat is
did
deep.
Bimmy did
For him to like something that's about Preem, that Preem is saying, is deep too. That's deep too. You heard?
hey yo, but did Bimmy say anything after that post?
I don't know. I think Zip. Bimmy was on Whack 100.
Oh, word?
He wasn't on Whack 100 live, but they recorded an interview. And it's an interview on Whack 100, bro. I'm not trying to promote Sean's show, but if y'all want to hear what Bimmy got to say himself, and I'm definitely not gonna play it. He might book my channel. I don't know what's going on. I'm not playing it. You heard?
Right.
Definitely not playing it. But if y'all want to hear Bimmy's side, Bimmy's on Whack 100 show, telling his side of the story after all this came out with Preem. I think they did that yesterday, you heard?
Mm.
I'm just being honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's only right to hear what he got to say. Preem said what he said. Now, Bimmy's responding. I listened to the response. I listened to some things that Bimmy talked about. I mean, I don't know what the truth is. I don't really know what the truth is. I listened to it. I need to listen to it again, really. Because Whack 100, from what I've seen, Whack 100 was like leading him in the conversation. He wasn't just talking, because Bimmy could talk. Bimmy could talk.
Especially being around all them executive people, of course, like all them good old people. Russell Simmons had him next to. He had to tighten up and
Right,
talk properly. Excuse me.
right. So like I said, I can't say that, Bimmy, he's speaking his piece, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
He's speaking his piece, and I think, his name is out here. He deserved the opportunity to respond.
Did
You see
you
what I'm
did you
saying?
hear did you hear what he had to say?
I'll listen to it. Like I said,
Honestly speaking, what do you think about what he said? Honestly speaking, before the people go over there, give us your honest opinion on what he said.
my honest opinion on what he said, um, I don't know. It just felt to me Like when I get an interview, it's just like it felt to me like it was just damage control that was led on by Whack that started on the post.
Right.
Whack said some things in that post that I showed y'all yesterday.
Right.
Like, yo, you can't have dudes stomping on your name and you not saying nothing. And even Bimmy was talking like he still had love for Preem. Like, and Whack asked him that, like, yo, you sound like you still got love for these dudes, and these dudes just talking reckless about your name. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And Bimmy was like, I want to see him do good. I don't know. But let me tell you something, bro.
Was he like he was dancing around certain things? That's what you basically said.
I don't think he was dancing, but I think, he ain't really shit Preem name down up there. He ain't go in on son. And I think it would be all bad. I think, let me tell you something, bro. And if he's guilty of that shit, I hope he wasn't no confidential informant for all them years. But that's on him. And then, he gotta be judged by that. I'm not even gonna judge him on that. But on the same token, it's like at some point this shit gotta end, bro, because Preem and Prince and them, bro, they had a bunch of time and they had a bunch of appeals. They might got more coming, bro. So you come up here talking more, they might got more. You don't know what Preem got. Like Zip said some important shit on that
Right.
live yesterday.
Right.
Preem had a death penalty case.
Right.
Death penalty discovery ain't like regular. It's not like regular discovery, you heard?
Right. Right. Right.
Death penalty
Explain that
discovery,
to them. Explain that to the people.
they gonna give you everything. They're gonna give you every document from your whole life. They're gonna give you your whole life story, everything that you ever did as a kid, because now they gotta show they're gonna take you off this earth, bro. They gotta show that you this person that deserves to die.
Mm.
So now you get all your discovery. You getting everything anybody ever said. You're gonna know everything. So I think between Prince and Preem, I don't think it's over. I think this is just the beginning.
Mm.
For what the feeling that I'm getting, what I'm feeling, I don't think Preem will make that statement without having something.
Mm.
I don't think it's just chatting. I don't think he's just chatting and saying what he believes. I think he's saying what he knows.
Oh, so you saying it ain't Chat GPT?
I don't think it's Chat GPT, bro. I don't think so. I don't because Preem ain't talk. If he's talking now, then you have to be worried about what comes next. He's playing long chess. He a thinker. He was he a millionaire. Some was he survived the streets, all the murders. He got the money. Then came home and got more money and millions and other shit. Put out movies. Son is a smart dude. A
Nah,
lot of dudes.
nah, I asked you that question because I really wanted your opinion
Look,
on that, and I know for a fact that that man is a thinker. You understand what I'm saying? And I know
but
he.
why? If I can just get up here and say something and make this kind of noise, why would I give you everything in one shot?
Nah, exactly.
Look what Sandbox Bully said. Yo, salute Sandbox Bully. He said, and Supreme Son posted is gonna be a part two, and he gonna expose more.
That's crazy.
He gonna expose more. So now they open up the faucet and they letting that shit drip out now.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I said, um, a lot of dudes don't know about the Supreme Team. A lot of young brothers on the streets don't know about the Supreme Team and what they went through. You know, this is a great story to follow and see what's going on. Um, Man is very intelligent. Had a couple chances to be free. But ended back up with facing a life sentence. That's something to learn from. For these
Yeah, yeah,
for these,
bro. Yeah,
for these
bro.
children, to come out. He had, they give us a lot of chances. We play games, you know what I mean? Like we all have played games in these streets. They gave us chance after chance after chance, but it's time to, stand up, man, and be a man because he's revealing what it is when you want to be a gangster or lead the gangster life. You know what I mean? This
Right.
man is basically fighting for his life. He's screaming for his life. This documentary is really not about exposing Bimmy. It's this
That's
man
true.
really fighting for his life to
That's
get
true.
home,
You watched
man.
that shit, Smitty?
Huh?
You watched it?
Yeah, yo, bro, listen. It's this man trying to fight to get to listen, bro.
That's true. That is true.
He not trying to it's not about exposing that man and having him on a pedestal as the Sammy the Bull of New York, or you understand what I'm saying? It's
That's
not
true.
about that. This man is putting out what y'all not catching the things that the government do to us and what they doing to us. You feel what I'm
Facts.
saying? And these days of time, they was doing it to us before, and they doing it to us now, but on a larger scale. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. Because it's televised now. You know what I mean? The war is televised. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere on the internet. Cameras everywhere. People dying right there. Next day they caught. You
Right.
understand? So
Right.
he trying to expose a lot of things, and dudes is taking it the wrong way and looking at it the wrong way. Whereas, yo, this man is really fighting for his life to get home, bro.
He is. He
You
is, bro.
understand?
That shit is true. And I think what he was saying in that I think he innocent of that. I think he innocent of some of of that stuff, bro.
Come on, man.
Because it's clearly it's clearly inconsistencies in the case. They left a lot of stuff out. Y'all gonna see that if y'all watch the documentary, but they left a lot of people out. They didn't let a lot of people in and make they did a lot of bullshit, bro. They did a lot of bullshit to get him in there serving that time, bro. They
Yeah,
should
and
do.
I don't. He said, somebody in the what's name said, "Do you think Preem mad that Bimmy not helping Preem's son out?" I think it's far from any money, because I think the money been long. You understand what I'm saying? The money been long from day one. You understand? Preem is Queens. His son could go through Queens. You know what I mean? And they gonna happily look out. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's
Every
out
time
there,
I hear that money shit, bro, that's what these dudes
it's
go to. That's they go to. Well, he broke. They mad because they broke. That's what you always gonna hear, bro. That shit is cat, bro. That shit is cat, bro. They try to use that as a yo. I ain't go see him. I think some of that was said on that interview too. Like I wasn't looking out, but I wasn't in the streets for 35 years. He said he wasn't in the street for 35 years. He ain't had no money to go check for him or look out for him. Come on, though. Dudes got Bentleys, dudes got all that. Like, come on, stop it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro, stop it. I mean, let me tell you something, bro. This shit, and
yeah. I
I ain't
don't
gonna
think
lie.
Preem was messing with
I
no
want to hear
broke
from Ten
broad.
Toes Down. I want to hear from Ten Toes Down, but more so, I don't really want to hear from Ten Toes Down because I know he a liar. Who I want to hear from is the big homie of the big homies. You heard? You know who that is, right?
Who?
Soul B. I want to hear from Soul B. I want to hear what Soul B got to say about all this. You know what I'm saying? He set up there with
Call
Matt
him up.
Papa, held him down. I'm not gonna call him up on here like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna reach out to him, but we all don't get me wrong. We all internet personalities at this point. You heard?
Right.
We all internet personalities, bro. You heard? All of us. Soul B, all of us. We internet personalities. You see what I'm saying? Like the dude Gully TV, he try to hate on jail dudes. Like he try to hate on the homies. He try to hate on everybody else that's eating and getting money and being out here. He like, yeah, Queens Flip, he brought the jail dudes. And you got the Bloods up there, the first generation. All them dudes did bad. They all back in jail. That's a lie. They all back in jail are smoking crack. That's cap. Son is a whole hater. He just mad because now dudes are telling their own stories. You ain't getting the stories no more because other dudes out here getting the stories, so you can't get them no more. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
You got the real element out here. That's why he mad. He said, yeah, so once the New York Bloods came, then the West Coast Bloods came and said, we the real Bloods. And then you had, Bloods and Crip on that side. Then you got all gangsters. He said, that's the floodgates that open on YouTube. Yeah, everybody see y'all up here telling lies and telling stories about dudes. Dudes are telling their own stories.
Mm.
They up here now. You got the homies, you got gangsters, you got everybody up here telling their own stories. You mad because we learned how to work the apparatus too? You mad because we learned the algorithms and how to move and how to do this shit too? Dude just mad. But you know a true hater because you know these dudes are true hater because it's enough money on the internet for everybody.
Mm.
Anybody to eat. Yo, I Crook appreciate MF Crook appreciate you. There was a
Yo,
lot of
Crook,
dirty cops and
salute.
dirty taxes in the 80s. The mob never liked the blacks. I'm telling you, that's why they implement the drugs to us. That's a fact. That's why they gave us the drugs. That's a fact. That's why they gave the drugs to us. They said give the drugs to the niggas. Let them do that shit. Let them poison their community with that shit.
Yeah,
They
don't.
was they
That
was
was the
smart
rule
enough for
for
that.
them. That was the
Yeah,
rule for them. Don't use and don't sell in the community.
right. Don't use it. Don't sell in the community. Sell that shit to the niggas. But you know, as far as that shit with Gully and them, it's like, yo, dudes is out here telling their stories. Dudes is up here doing the same shit. And Gully said he a journalist. Well, I'm a jail journalist. Why I can't be a journalist too, you heard? I'm a jail journalist. You heard?
I don't really tap into Gully TV. I haven't tapped into Gully TV since like, you know, we been on the, like the dirty sector and, you know, dudes was, you know, had content versus each other. Everybody was talking about each other and shit like that. But I don't really tap into Gully TV, so I don't really know what he be talking about. So
Yeah, I just caught it because he was up there. He tapped in on the Bimmy situation. He tapped into all of this. He been and I'll be watching. I'll be catching little shit just to see what people talking about. I'll be tapping into certain stuff. I might be driving or something. I'll listen and driving a long distance or something, and I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? But
last thing I heard about Gully TV is that he was promoting good health and good work, you know, a workout. That's the last thing I heard about him. He passed through my timeline. That's what I got to say. I ain't
but
gonna
like
lie.
but Zip
So
was
I
saying
don't
in
I
that
don't know,
video.
like, why is he hating?
Zip was saying in that video, bro, they hating on dudes coming home because now we can tell our own story. You can't make the story. You can't make the rhymes. We the ones that do. We the rappers now. We the ones telling the stories. We telling our own. You can't tell our story for us. A lot of
Right,
these dudes would rather see us dead or in jail so they can be like, yeah, he a real nigga. And you really hated us.
right,
Dude, that
right,
was my
right.
bro. But you ain't really like me. You ain't want to see me in position. Dude just
And
taking a
actually,
position.
you gotta understand, like, that's a total lie about brothers that is out here on drugs,
Mikey D,
crack.
salute. Big Queens in the
You know what
building.
I'm
Mikey
saying? Like,
D.
a lot of brothers that came home that was in position is actually doing good. The brothers
That's
that
great.
chose, the
Right.
brothers that chose that lane to continue to do what they, felt was right, they're in that position and they show who they are. But the real ones, 10 toes down, you know what I'm saying? Houses, big, big boys behind them, healthy, you know what I'm saying? Business, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot going on with them, so yeah, man. I don't know what he talking about, what he's saying. And it's a lot of dudes that be out of state. Y'all not from New York. No disrespect to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't see what we see. You know what I mean? Y'all don't hear what we hear. You feel what I'm saying? Just like we don't hear what y'all hear and see what y'all see in your state. So we can't really tell y'all and talk. Y'all only hear about the bullshit. You're gonna hear bullshit on the internet. It's the internet.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? But you don't really know what dudes is doing behind scenes and how they really putting down. So you got to be mindful and do your homework. You feel me?
Right.
Definitely
Right.
got to do that.
Yo, Renegade Society Productions in the building. Yo, Mikey D, what's up, man? Legendary Mikey D. MC Mikey D in the building. Queens, Big Queens is up in here. But yeah, bro, so it's like dudes don't want to see dudes coming home and doing good. That's it, bro. Dudes don't want to see dudes coming home and being anything but what we were. Gangsters, you know, robbers, whatever we was doing, bro. They don't want to see dudes doing. That's what I see. They
Right,
mad dudes in position and doing good, bro. And I'm proud of all these dudes that stepped out here. Even all the first generation homies. Let me tell you something. The only one that went back from Queensbridge couch is CK. I mean, yeah, see, excuse me. Is what you call what's his name?
not CK.
Not CK, not CK. Um, The Spanish homie that was the non-trade, the Billy that was up there.
I forgot that nigga name.
That's crazy. Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat.
Wildcat is the only one. Gully TV. Stop talking about us. Stop talking about dudes on from New York because you don't know what's going on, bro. Wildcat is the only one that went back, bro. Salute to Stack Stone, he out here. Salute to Mel Cross, he out here. Salute to CK, he out here. Salute to the old school homie that brings Shaquille home from Brownsville. What's his name, bro? Queens Flip, he
Uh,
have him up there all the time. The old school homie,
Kev,
first
Kev,
generation. Who?
Killer Kev.
Killer Kev. Salute to Killer Kev. Salute to Bad Vibes. They all out here. The only one that went back to jail, Gully, is CK. Stop hating, bro. Stop being a hater. Y'all gotta stop hating on dudes coming home and because dudes are stepping in these lanes and getting money and doing shit. Y'all dudes is hating, bro. Stop it, bro. That's what it
Nah,
is. That's all it
I
is,
do.
bro. It's hate.
Yeah, and especially when dudes is on positive time, bro. You know what I mean? Like, dudes ain't out here spreading no virus, no hate. You know what I
That's what I'm
mean? Like,
saying.
dudes just talking on grown man timing, bro. So
Doing the right thing for the community. You know what I'm saying? Doing the right thing for the peoples. You know what I'm saying?
nah, real talk.
CK was giving out jobs out here doing his thing.
Still giving out jobs.
Mel Cross out here working for community organizations, helping out the kids, helping even on
Still,
his own time when he not at
still,
work, helping out
not
the community, running down on dudes doing bad to little girls and all kind of stuff. Mel Cross is out there really being, an elder OG in his community, bro. You can't stop hating, bro. Y'all dudes gotta stop hating, bro. Stop hating on other dudes getting money, bro. Stop hating on dudes coming home and getting to it. Stop hating, bro. They want to keep dudes out of position. That's what that is, though. That's what that is, though, Smitty. You heard?
right, right.
And it's enough. Let me tell you something.
Palmer,
The ear, the ear can never hear
my
enough.
fault.
You heard?
Yeah,
The ear can never hear enough. The eye can never see enough. You can see things as long as God gives you, as long as you got sight. They can listen to all the podcasts. You can go through this shit and listen to everybody's shit, bro. You got so in time of the day, people be at work listening to shit while they doing whatever they doing at work. It's mad room for everybody to eat. And these dudes are still hate on you, you heard?
yeah, that's wild.
They said, yo, John Hamilton said that's too positive. They get more clicks off the negativity. That's true though. Yeah, salute to Deadeye. Yeah, stop hating on dudes out here getting money though. Stop hating on dudes out here changing their life for the better and doing real things. Yo, all these dudes came to the internet. I'm a real journalist. Yo, Jaron Leonardo, what up?
Yo,
Salute.
Leonardo, salute, my brother. Peace.
Peace. You know what I'm saying, though, Smitty? What you think about that, though, Smitty?
Nah, something like that's pure hate, bro. That's back to the little dirty sector tactics to get dudes to talk about him to have a debate back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that, bro. You know what I mean? Like everybody come up here is room for everybody content. You
I ain't
feel what
gonna
I'm
lie.
saying? It's times we be on with what's the number, zip with the drip be on. Harlem Legend undropped something in a few hours ago. China done dropped something a few hours ago, and everybody's still eating. There's room for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? People want to hear everybody perspective, bro. So, it's not just your perspective that people want to hear. It might be something that Harlem Legends say that might tick something off. It might be something that we grab from Harlem Legend or China or one of them that they said, and you know what I'm saying, and replay it and things like that. So it's room for everybody. You know what I mean? Even if you was to say something powerful, you know what I'm saying, we would big that up. You know what I'm saying? But we all got to show some type of room of growth. You know what I mean? At some point, it's not about you, Gully TV. If that's what you think, it's about all of us. You know what I'm saying? And all of us coming to a common ground where we could respect each other's opinion, man.
Right.
Opinions, you probably thoughts, ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no big me's when it come to us, man. You know what I'm saying? When we all equal, we more powerful. You understand? And that's the real.
Um, I see China put some up. I ain't watch it, but his sister um Rod Diggs said his 2 life sentence after seeing Bimmy. That's what China put up there. I don't know, it's a lot
Yeah,
going
what
on,
you
bro.
think about that?
I don't know. That shit is nasty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. So I can't really call something. I ain't gonna call him nothing that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't really, but it's just nasty. And my thing is this, bro. This is my thing. This is my position. If you off that, you out of the streets, you this big music producer, whatever you are doing in the music, why you around all these gangsters? And I know Rod Diggs was making music. He made music with Rock and Flocka, so that could be the connection. I don't know. Maybe Bibby was a part of the music they was doing. I don't know. That's something that should be spoken on though. But why you around all these gangsters? Big U, they got pictures of Bibby with Big U. All these dudes is in jail. Why you was around? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like I said, integrity is not even having a scent of impropriety. Like why you was around all these dudes and they all got cases? Let me tell you something. I'll tell you again, I don't want to know stuff and I don't want to be around certain people because of things, for one, I don't want to get connected to whatever they into. I don't want to get connected to that. I don't want to be associated with that.
Right.
And if something happens with you, you can't say that I'm a party to whatever happened to you.
I agree.
But if I'm around you and I got this tag on my name and I'm playing you close,
They give room for them to look in.
it get room and you give room for dudes to post shit like this. You heard?
That's right.
You give
Binoculars
dudes
on you.
room to put that question mark on, like, hold up,
Right.
this dude was over here this time. Wait
Right.
a minute. He was over there when something went down. Wait a second. Before something went down, he was the last person he talked to. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Nah, I
It's
agree with
like,
you.
it's like, so you
But
gotta
let
stay
people.
away, bro. Like if you on a
Yeah.
certain time, if you saying you're not about this, you're not about that, alleged. I'm gonna say alleged. Why you with these so-called alleged street legends? Why you around these so-called alleged gangsters? Why you around all these dudes for? If you ain't on that timing, I can see if you see somebody in passing, whatever, but you around, that's kind of different, bro. That get different. I don't know,
I
bro.
mean, I guess the excuse is for him being in the music industry and actually getting people, or rather putting people in position to get signed or get close to certain dudes. That's why he was around, the way, he was moving, that's the only thing I could think of. You feel what I'm saying? That's why it's a strong point for everybody to find out and figure out, has he been really telling for 40 years, or did he tell 40 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Because dudes could be assuming and jumping out the window, and this happened 40 years ago, and he ain't do it after that. You know what I mean? Regardless of what he did, it's still on his name. He gotta live with that. You know what I mean? That's true indeed. But what I'm saying is, was it for 40 years that he continue doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people need to really know. You know what I'm saying? Because him standing next to Rod Digger, like you said, and this person and that person, people will assume things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure if he was in any type of work of those caliber of dudes, they would have been exposed that or let that be known. But like I said, you can't put it past nobody, man. You know?
See, right here it says the WAC 100, the 100 show, the Swore versus Reality, did James Jimmy Anthony paperwork review and live convo with Benny. Whack 100 talking about he got the paperwork. He be lying though, bro. Como? So box bullies in here. Whack 100 be lying. He said he got the paperwork right here. He be capping, yo. He be capping, bro, yo. But I think all of this, let me tell you something, real talk. I think all of this is just a bad look for Benny as far as even coming back up here, responding to that shit, bro. At some point, you gotta just leave it alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you gotta just fall back and let that stuff fall where it may. And I understand, you want to protect your name or whatever's going on, bro. But when that shit start stacking up, bro, I think personally, real talk, bro, I just think he should have even came to the internet all this time and I don't know if he needed the money. I don't know if he needed the marketing or the image, but he should have just stayed in the cut like a lot of executives. If he was an executive, he was behind the scenes. Now people getting money that we don't see, we don't know about, bro. I'm telling you that again. So for you to come out to the forefront, you want to be the star, and a lot come with that shit. You know what I'm saying? People is haters out here, you heard? Yeah, I think people just stay in the cut with that shit. You know what I mean? Trini BK said he can't fall back. There's too many bullets coming at him. Man, listen. At some point, when you listen, it go away. When if he continues to come out here, all he gonna do is continue to feed the fire. Now it's more stuff to people to react to. Now it's more. You said something else. Wait a minute. He said this over there. He said that over there. I don't know. What you think about that though, Smitty? Smitty, I lost you, Smitty. You good?
Nah, I think yo,
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
yeah, nah. I just feel like I said, man. Dudes just need to find out, you know, if that brother did it 40 years or 40 years ago as well. You feel what I'm saying?
But I'm
Like,
asking you, what do you think about him coming to the internet? I don't know what he got. He was trying to build some podcasting thing going on. He did a lot of interviews all over the internet. Do you think that helped him or hindered him? You think he should have been on the
no, I
internet?
think, listen, like I told you, when he came to the, when it popped up and it came to the internet about him, um, in this situation, he didn't think this was gonna like arise, and it caught him by surprise. You feel me? I think this was a plant. Now that I'd sit back and relax and actually take everything in, I think that first time we was introduced to the situation, that was the plant. You feel what I'm saying?
What you mean?
That was the
What?
seed in the dirt. You know what I'm
What?
saying?
What? What? When we were introduced to it? When? Like, give me a specific.
I'm saying like when we was in the sector and China and them brought him up and everything. We was in the sector. That was the seed right there. Somebody behind. I don't know who it is because I have no direct, contact on that situation. But I know it was a seed planted because this is how we got to this point right now where Supreme is able to blow it up the way it is right now. You gotta do the knowledge. You gotta pay attention. You understand? The seed was planted a couple years ago,
The seed of what?
huh?
The seed of what? What
Of
seed
the
was planted?
situ of his situation, of this situation right now, of Bimmy name.
But no,
That's what
but
made
that.
him come
Hold
to
on,
the
hold on.
internet. That's what made him come to the internet. You understand? When they said
Nah,
that, they
Benny
made
been on the internet doing interviews and all that stuff before all that stuff, bro. He been on the
yeah,
internet, right?
but it never been talks like this though.
I see what you're saying.
It never been brought to the face like this, like the dirty sector brought it. So as you see, if you go back to all China and Harlem Legend TV when they was when they was doing a show together, You understand? If you go back, you can see the sweat on his face. You could see the defeat in his face. You understand what I'm saying? Because when that seed was planted, he didn't know that shit was growing. And then it just blossomed. Boom. Everybody on it. Now he got to defend himself, but somebody else on that side already knew this day right here was coming. Through the knowledge, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but what I'm saying is this. I don't know if I'm trying to get us on the same page right here. I'm talking about him coming to the internet because he did a bunch of interviews before that. He been on the internet talking about Supreme Team. Matter of fact, let me Google Bimmy interviews.
talking about Supreme Team, not about him. And everybody in the world been seeing him talk about Supreme Team
He was the
as he
face of
was the
the
face,
3
as
years
he was
ago.
as he was
Bimmy
the
on
face of Supreme Team.
Bimmy on Supreme Team, 50 Cent, Bobby Brown, Waka Flocka, Jam Master Jay. It's 3 years ago.
I'm just saying him talking.
Hold on. Listen. Cornerstone Magazine, Part 1, Bimmy interview, 16 years ago. Full interview, Bimmy, no on paperwork, Big Nose Troy Music. This is 1 year ago. All right. This is straight from the bricks. Breaking news, Bimmy responds to snitching on Supreme Gang leader Kenneth Mcgriff, Nas Doc. This is 19 hours ago.
All
Report.
that is brand new. It didn't come to Bimmy table until China and them brought it to the internet on 050 the movement. So when he was that, it was a seed planted. You know it's always a play. I'm not saying they made the play, but I'm saying dudes work the internet.
So
That's
all
why
this is
we
hold on. So all of this is damage control. All of this is damage control afterwards.
damage
All those
control.
interviews is after what came out on 050 the movement. All this is damage control.
Damage control.
All right, check it out. Hold on. 2 years ago, my expert opinion, episode 148, Dev Anthony and Bib Anthony and Bibby Anthony. So that happened 2 years ago when it came out on 050 the movement, right?
Damage. But I'm saying the other person was sitting back watching, like, oh, damn, what? That shit dropped like that? All right, well, this is the perfect time. We gonna gather this up. Boom, 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 boom. We gonna put this together, and boom, we here today.
Bibby exposes ex co-host Champ for stealing from multimillionaire Matt Papa 1 year ago.
I'm just saying, man.
I don't know, bro. I
It's the
mean,
internet, man. It's the internet, man. Pay attention, y'all. You know, dudes got phones in them feds, man. They be watching. Dudes got phones in them feds. They sitting back just paying attention. Like, oh, word. I'll let this dude continue doing. Uh-huh. Running around fronting like he's a gangster or putting on or whatever. You know?
2 years ago, he addressed allegations. So 2 years ago is when all this shit started. 2 years ago.
I'm just saying. It was strategic, man. It was a good play. You know what I'm saying? It was a good play how this shit is just coming back around full surface though. You know?
2 years ago? Yeah, 1 year ago, 2 years. Everything is from 2 years ago. You're right.
He wasn't talking about nothing about because that would have been a big story. Every time he came up on a show or he touched a platform, they talk about his days of Supreme Team, or it was never about him actually doing or this situation right here. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's a fact. The internet is wicked. You feel what I'm saying? And absolutely, Trinity, controversy sells. You know, so he actually dug himself a hole, dig a hole,
So two
dig
years
a
ago was
hole,
when all this shit came out.
bury
And
yourself.
all this stuff happened. behind Zip with the Drip, 10 Toes Down talking about Zip with the Drip, calling Zip with the Drip a rat.
Right.
And then the dude from prison contacting Zip with the Drip with that original paperwork.
Right.
Oh. Now I'm
Then
looking, bro.
and then
You right though, bro. You right. You
and
right,
then it
bro.
going from 050 to putting it up there because you know the dirty sector was lit at that time. Anybody that was coming through there, if you were saying whatever you are, whoever you are, China and Harlem was on your, yeah, they was on your body. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, when he started coming up about that situation, he had to run to everybody podcast, everybody different to get the
But what I'm
get that
telling you
off
is
of him.
this. He was on there before that because Bimmy and Zip was cool. Bimmy, Zip, we all was cool. 10 Toes Down. Everybody was cool. Bimmy was trying to get Zip to do a show with 10 Toes Down.
Right.
So Bimmy was already active in the section.
Right. But listen, before that, you'd heard Zip with the Drip say, and I could quote this. Zip with the Drip said this on one of his shows that he don't fuck with Son no more when he found out the situation. You understand what I'm saying? He cut Son off.
But
But once
before
he
that, he flipped on Bimmy originally because he kept talking to him about 10 Toes Down, saying that he was a rat. 10 Toes Down was going at Zip's name, trying to take, and he's like, yo, talk to your man. Your man calling my brother a rat. Your man calling my father a rat. He don't
and
got
that's when Zip start digging and found out the shit about such and such. About about Bimmy. And that's when it exploded, like I said. But what I'm getting at, Mikey B, is that everything on this internet, it's like a seed, bro. It always get planted somewhere. You understand? It started from somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't no coincidence that this shit popped up. Numerous people start talking about it on the 050. Everybody else start jumping out saying certain things about Son, and now it come full surface at this time. You understand what I'm saying? It was type quiet on the internet besides Jim Jones. Besides Jim Jones, was nobody talking. And if you think dudes don't got, and I'm not saying
Preem just took the
allegedly,
algorithm. Preem knocked everybody out the algorithm. It's all kind of stuff that had the algorithm before this. Preem took the algorithm.
right, but it wasn't that it wasn't as big as everybody taking this now. So Son sitting back. Allegedly, dudes got phones behind the wall. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Dudes be watching the internet, watching Zip with the Drip, 050, Mikey B, Gully TV, all y'all grown man business. Everybody that's out there doing what they do, Harlem Legend. Dudes is paying attention. You understand what I'm saying? If you think that man that just dropped that bombshell is not paying attention as well, y'all bugging. You understand? Like I said, dude fighting for his life. You understand what I'm saying? And the internet right now is a tool. It's to be used as a tool. It's to serve you, not to take over you, not for you to become a computer. You feel what I'm saying? Not to be computerized. Like wake up. It's
Look,
a
4
tool.
years ago, 4 years ago is the interview with Bimmy and Big U talk street influence on hip hop, documenting the culture and more. That's on the Breakfast Club 4 years ago. Big U and Bimmy. 3 years ago. This is before. 2 years ago was when the exposure happened on 050 and that whole stuff started coming out. But 3 years ago, he was taking me to the money. Bimmy tells how Bobby Brown crashed the whip and playing for soap. Bimmy hip hop pioneer from Queens on Fox 5 News. This is what's her name? Um she be doing the Street Soldiers. Look, they got COVID. They got COVID mask on in this video.
What year is that?
That's
And what is he
that's
talking
four.
about?
That's 4 years ago. Bimmy hip hop pioneer from Queens.
He's not
That's
talking about.
Lisa
He's not.
Evers. Lisa Evers. That's him and Big U right there. Bag Few 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. All
Gave
that
Bibby
publicity,
50K 2 years ago.
all that publicity came from when he stepped on and he showed this face.
Bimmy Annie speaks on me and 50 Cent 4 years ago. 3 years. I don't know, bro. It just seemed like, let me tell you something. What I learned too, bro, is like certain things is just gonna come out. That's how the universe just works, bro.
But
Certain
I'm
things
not.
go
Yo,
put hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear
all
me out
right,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Like when you got like people doing heinous acts, unaliving X amount of people, they subconsciously want to get caught. They subconsciously want to get caught. So they start doing things. And I don't know if it's consciousness or if it's just the most high pushing them out there to expose themselves. Because a lot of stuff is happening because you expose yourself.
Right.
And I think I think he did that. I don't know, bro. They say guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. So when you start talking too much, you start revealing a lot more. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? A fool is known by his many words, but a wise man can talk all day and will never be dumb. You never hear nothing dumb coming out of a wise man. He can talk all day, you heard?
Talk your talk.
But a fool gonna tell you like, yeah, this dude is a bozo. You gonna hear that early. You know what I'm saying? We
Nah,
come up
talk
here,
your talk.
we talk like a few times a week, and we speaking with power because our voice is now resonating to more people.
Right.
And not on no clown shit. Don't get me wrong, we funny, we become entertaining on our times. But for the most part, we speaking wisdom and knowledge to the community. For the most part, what we do up here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think subconsciously, he's the one that pushed this whole thing, bro. I can't blame that on anybody but him because if he just stayed quiet, he got money. His family got money. They're in a good position. He could have just went off into the sunset, took his win for whatever he did, if he did it or not, and just said, "Yeah, I got away with all that shit. Let me just get low and live a good life."
Yeah, and I'm not saying,
Right or
Mikey,
wrong
this
though.
is a I'm not saying this is a play, Mikey. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this is a real play. You know what I'm saying? Where the somebody else, you know, took the chance to use the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? As far as the internet is concerned, use it as his tool. You understand, to drop something. Like I feel Preem used the internet as his tool. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, dude could have went off in the sunset, and we would have never heard nothing about this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if that shit would have dropped, it probably would have never been as explosive as it is now. You feel what I'm saying? If
I
he
think it's
didn't.
more explosive because I think who made that ground fertile was Bimmy making all these
Exactly.
rounds
I
all
agree
over
with
the
you.
internet. He's the one that did it. Nobody else, everybody else reacted to what he was saying, bro.
And
Zip,
I agree,
Zip brought the paperwork. Go ahead,
and
bro.
I
Go ahead.
agree with you. I
Go
agree
ahead.
with you. I agree with you on that. And what I'm saying though, on the other hand, is that Preem saw that the door was wide open and said, you know what, this is the time to drop this.
I don't agree with that.
You don't?
I don't agree. Go ahead. This is the time
Yo,
to
put
drop
a
this. Keep
one in the
going.
chat if y'all agree.
Keep
Put a
going.
two.
Finish your statement because I
No,
don't
I
want to
do.
interrupt you.
I agree. I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Dudes was watching, sitting back, observing. You know what I'm saying? A dude dig a hole for himself.
I see what you saying, bro, but I don't agree with that specifically for the fact is if you really want to catch him, you catch him 2 years ago when it first popped out. Zip got the whole internet going nuts, going crazy, going viral. Everybody, you could see 2 years ago, everybody was talking about it. Star Report. Let's get to that. That's
2
when
years
Zip.
ago, Prince wasn't home.
I know. See, see. So that's what I'm telling you. You saying the opportune time. I think whenever Preem wanted to drop this, it was gonna be a bomb regardless. I think Bimmy. coming out here talking that Supreme Team stuff, putting his face and connecting his name with Supreme Team, and trying to, I don't know if he gained notoriety, but clout. Gaining clout because he was using it for clout. It was a clout chase. It was a clout run, right? I think that made it more fertile than anybody else could have did with his words. He was the biggest dude on every podcast. Everybody else is peons. And it's not a shot, but China and Zip and all, they had 10,000 followers, 6,000, 3,000 followers. That was nothing to the podcast that Bimmy was on. Bimmy was on Mad Papa when it was at the top of the empire. He was on Breakfast Club. He was on all these places. Nobody was a catalyst more than Bimmy, bro. Bimmy is the one. He made the ground fertile for Supreme to be able to come out here and do this because he went out there and talked so much. He went out there and talked too much.
But what I'm saying though, bro, is he didn't start talking about this situation until he stepped in to the dirty sector.
What
He
situation?
was
That's a whole nother situation he was talking about. That's
he
not a
wasn't
Supreme
going to
Team
the
case.
he wasn't going to no breakfast club talking about, yo, did he tell on Supreme, bro?
I know,
Show
Mike.
me
But he didn't come to the dirty section talking about did he tell on Supreme.
but
That was
it came out in the dirty sector and it blew
no.
up everywhere else. That's why he had to go
That's not what
everywhere
came
else
out in the
and
dirty
talk
section.
about it.
I think that's not what came out was he was good in the dirty section. Everybody jacked him. He was on all the shows. What you mean? That wasn't out on his name. What Zip brought out was the other show, the murder in the park. That murder case, that case that with a kid with a ref and the person got murdered in the park, that's a whole different case.
And
That ain't
that
got
gave
nothing to do with
up and
Supreme
that
Team.
gave room for everything else to come out. That's what I'm saying, Mikey. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I understand that, but that ain't got nothing to do with the Supreme Team. That case ain't have nothing to do with the Supreme Team, bro. That Zip brought to the internet. That's not the Supreme Team on that. That had nothing to do with them. You see what I'm saying? That ain't had nothing to do with them.
I get what you're saying. It didn't. Regardless if it didn't have nothing to do with them, you understand what I'm saying? It gave room for this bombshell to be dropped. That's the only thing I'm saying, man. You know what I mean? It was the perfect time. It was strategized. You understand what I'm saying? Like he kind of dug a hole for himself, continuing to, actually add fuel to that fire. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Step on other platforms. You feel what I'm saying? He could have
facts.
rested. He could have rested in a dirty second. He could have been like, all right, boom. And then jump on no more platforms. But he continued to jump on platform after platform and dig himself, dig himself, dig himself. Like you said, he could have been in the sunset. We could have never heard nothing about Bimmy. I never even knew about no Bimmy like that.
And that's what I'm saying. I think, like I said, his voice, his reach, his connections, his networks is why he can get on all these different platforms. I think he the one because it's a lot of teams from the 80s that got money, but they not as legendary as big as Supreme Team. Because one of the things is because Bimmy used his clout in the industry to spread the word to keep the name of the Supreme Team alive. He kept the Supreme Team name alive for the last 30 years because he went on all these platforms and made it a bigger story. He kept the story going. He kept it alive, kept bringing stuff out. Now everybody want to hear the other side. He the one, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, bro. This is him. This is what he created, bro. Nobody, Zip trying to take credit for this, and he can take credit for bringing that paperwork and exposing whatever paperwork he did. He got it. He get credit for that. A lot of people ain't believe him. I was one of those people that ain't believe it when it first came out. I'm just being honest. You see what I'm saying? I ain't believe it when it first came out. It wasn't enough. That one piece of paper wasn't enough for me. Just being honest. But when he came with more stuff, then I had to believe once that judge said certain things and all those things and he explained it correct, the great explainer, then he had me too. I understood, I believe some of the things that he said later on. You know what I mean? But Bimmy is the one. He's a big fish. He been a big fish. He's an injury exec. Why is you coming down here? See, this is the dude who don't have rhythm. Why are you coming down here and rubbing shoulders with all these peons? Why are you trying to be in a mix of all these guys that are really small potatoes to the big people that you connected with? Just being honest.
I don't, yo, bro, I don't dispute nothing you saying. You know what I'm saying? That's your opinion. I just, see things, you know, differently in the situation. I felt like the man dug himself as a hole. You said it right. He could have, sailed off in the sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Like with his family, left it alone. You know, I felt when that's the other the situation about this body in the park, and that was an opening for other things to be said and talked about. You feel what I'm saying? And I think you know dudes calculated that. You know what I'm saying? Step by step. You know, dudes is not you know dumb in prison. They hip. A lot of dudes, y'all think is sitting behind them walls. They got phones. They act, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of access to things. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
They
I'm gonna
hip.
give you. I'm gonna give you a bombshell right now. I'm about to use the bathroom. I'm gonna give you a bombshell. I'm about to tell you why he did it. I just figured out why he did it. It was it didn't it just came to me. Hold
I'm
on.
just trying to make people
Talk to
think
the people. I'm
outside
about to
the
use the bathroom real quick, bro. Hold on.
I just want brothers to think outside the box. I'm not saying this just my opinion and my thoughts and what you know, my theory of things. You feel me? So I'm not saying that this is accurate. I could be wrong, you know, but that's how I feel, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Um, Trini BK, Real GT, VR the show. Prom, y'all. I'm under the weather, y'all. Renegade Society Productions, HIMISI, salute. Knowledge, salute, peace and blessings. Um, neuroscience and spirituality. My dude, cosmology based, salute. 8-4 potion. L Famous War Stories. Make sure y'all tap into my brother L Famous War Stories and my brother Neuroscience and Spirituality. Well, tap in, hit that subscribe button. Sandbox Bully. Salute. Damn Homie Show. Salute Jeremy Leonardo, Del Mar. Salute. Peace and blessings, y'all. All right, we appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Don't forget, Just Eric. Salute. The big 1090. Y'all already know. New York Nikki Baby, man. Y'all already know. Salute. We appreciate y'all. Jay Hover, Mr.
Is
Affiliate Deals, man. We appreciate everybody in the building. All the super chats, MF Crook, uh, Just Eric. We appreciate everybody. Hit that like
Yo, it's
button.
Friday night. I might get drunk and talk about 3 Eye Atlas tonight. You know what I'm saying? You got to be drunk to talk about something like that alien stuff. You heard? Me and
Nah, that's a
Smitty,
fact.
me and Smitty might get drunk tonight and come up here and talk about 3 Eye Atlas. We might pop back out later. You heard?
Yo, yeah, that's a fact.
It's a lot going on the internet Friday night. We might get lit tonight and come out here and be like drunk uncle talking mad mess. The drunk uncles is up here talking wild mess. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact.
But
That's a
nah, check it
fact.
out. Here go the bombshell. I'm gonna tell you why Bimmy been doing all that stuff on the internet, and he was doing all these interviews, telling all these stories after he was already famous and had the money.
Let this be known. This is only his theory. He's not accurate on what he's saying. Go ahead.
Oh, this is definitely my opinion. This is definitely my theory. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
But it got some truth to it. I think I think Bimmy was jealous of his sister Deb Antony being so famous, the most famous one in the family, and he came out here talking all that supreme stuff, talking all that hip hop, doing all that stuff, so he can regain like the leadership of the family, bro. That's why Bimmy came to the internet, bro. He was jealous of his sister, bro. She got all kind of shows. She on Love and Hip Hop. She discovered Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? She took over the family, bro.
Right,
Her son Waka done got big. You heard?
right.
I think this is a. He did this to regain what you call it, the patriarchy, to be the patriarch of the family. Bimmy did all these interviews, man, because he was jealous of his sister, bro, and her popularity, bro.
Damn, son. Nah.
He was jealous of Deb Antony and her popularity, bro.
Damn.
Remember, he did an interview with her. He did an interview with her. She got her own shows. Deb been lit for a while, you heard? Deb been lit for a while, and she really took over the family name as far as the music was concerned. And I think Bimmy was jealous.
Yo, son said Bimmy came back on the internet because he's still working. Y'all understand? He
Yo, L
rap.
Famous, what up? Now, I can't say about their relationship. I don't know if they got a good relationship or not. I don't know about none of that. But I think he was jealous of his sister and her new game popularity after him, bro. I think he was jealous of her popularity, and he came out here, did a press run, did all that stuff so he could outshine his sister, you heard?
Nah, bro. Say it ain't so.
Jealous, bro, of the family. You know how people be, bro? That
Come
people in
on,
your
Mikey.
people in your family be jealous of you too, bro. They sometimes your family be the worst haters.
Come on, Mikey.
Sometimes your family be the worst haters, bro.
He did all this for his sister. Come on, Mikey.
He did all this stuff to outshine his sister, bro. And look what it got him into. He did all this stuff. Make sure yo L Famous. Make sure y'all tapping on the content, bro. Because listen, he did all this to outshine his sister, bro. She became the star of the family. He wanted to be the star.
He couldn't take it, man.
Yo, baby, yo, Chenny says you bugging, Mikey B. Nah, I'm telling you, bro. People be jealous, bro. People be jealous in your family, bro. Your own people be like, you level up, you get a bigger house, you get a bigger car. Your family might say some slick shit like, yeah, my house is still bigger. You only got 2 bathrooms. I got 3. Family be hating on the low, you heard?
Come on, Mikey B. It
Yo,
couldn't be
look,
the
yo,
sister.
84 posted said my family don't rock like that, Mikey B. Yo, salute. If that's really your family, I like your family. I fuck with your family, you know what I'm saying? I was down in the A. I pulled up on your family. I pulled up on KK. I pulled up on them down there when I was in the A, you know what I'm saying? I pulled up on them down there, you know what I mean? I pulled up on KK down there in Atlanta, right?
Nah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I pulled when I was promoting this music, this artist from Atlanta. I had KK. I had paid KK to do some work for me for marketing and promotion. I had paid KK, you heard?
Nah, that's dope. But what I'm saying is, it can't be the sister, man. Come on, Mikey.
I'm telling you. She said, yo, Bank Link said she was always respected more than Bimmy, even in the streets.
Come on, Bank Links. Come on. What are y'all talking about now, man? Come on, man.
They talking about Ass Soul B when he introduced Bimmy to Ra. Listen to her. She was in a gang, got shot, etc. That's why Bimmy did all this shit to outshine his sister. Come on, you can't have your sister being a breadwinner, being a big name in the family. He like, what? She got shot? So what? I was down with the Supreme team. I almost got shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's what's going on. You heard, Smitty?
That's crazy.
I don't know what Bimmy did for the community of Queens. I know his family is a great Queens family. I know they probably did some stuff. I wouldn't say they did it. I don't know specifically what he did for them, but I know his family did a lot of stuff for Queens.
Come on, Mikey B.
Look, Jaron Leonard, he said, I have the family that's jealous, don't like me, like we arch enemies. Some people be on it, bro. Some families is like that.
Jaron Wildin'. Come on, Jaron. Now everything is coming out.
Come on, son. You never had nobody in your family hate on you on nothing?
Nah, not that I know of.
Yo, you got Venezuela Reyes in here. He's talking some stuff. I don't know what he's talking about. He said, don't ever forget Ra left Bimmy crib to go to Waka Flocka concert and got arrested.
Hold up,
Bimmy
that's
on
Vinny?
Bimmy own words on Queen's Flip Show. I don't know about that.
That's Venezuela?
Yeah, the VR show, that's Venezuela Reyes, bro.
Yo, I didn't know that, son. I didn't even know
You
that.
don't see these comments. You should have knew from his comments, bro.
Yo, I didn't know that was that crazy motherfucking
That's Venezuela
Venezuelan.
Reyes, bro.
Yo, he's a nut job, man. Shout out to VR, man. He's a nut job. That's my guy. He's a nut job, man.
Yo, Knowledge said this is the year of 25. 2 plus 5 equals 7. The seventh letter of the alphabet, G, and stands for God. This is why the supreme truth had to come and destroy all lies that Bimmy had told. Peace. Peace to the God. The God has spoken. Peace to the God.
The God has
The
spoken.
God has spoken. Peace to the God is up in here. I learned a lot. I wasn't never actually God body, but I know the lessons and all that. You know what I'm saying? I
So
used to
you was
build
in
with
the
the gods.
you was in the yard in your square.
I used to be building with the gods on a regular, you heard? I played chess with the gods. I used to always build with the gods. The gods taught me
You
too. A lot of
Mikey
my
P was
elders
in
was
the
God
yard.
bodies.
Mikey P was in the yard, was in the square, like, yeah, God.
Ramel
Word God.
Islam, War God. That's one of my big homies. You know what I'm saying? Ramel Islam, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? May he rest in peace. But Ramel Islam, War God, the one Niles was talking about. Ramel with the gold in his grill, trying to get a
Peace.
name hole in the steel. That's my man. That's my one of my big homies. I came up under the gods. You know what I'm saying?
Peace, God. My name Bad Mikey Allah. You are.
The guards taught me in prison. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't never actually guard body. I never did none of that stuff. But the guards taught me a lot. I built with a lot of guards. A lot of the guards my mans and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They ran. A lot of the guards ran with me. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah, I was on top of trouble. Venezuela Reyes says salute Smitty for having a union job and not needing to no government for Medicare.
yo, my son VR. VR be
Yo, ain't
wailing.
nothing wrong with government assistance, bro. Stop it,
VR
bro.
be wailing on them. Yo.
Oh, they tripping.
The
They
what?
tripping. They is wilding in the comments.
They wailing now.
The guards was not on that type of timing, bro. Stop it, bro. Get this out of the chat, bro. The guards was not giving it up like that. That's emphatically non-cipher.
Non-cipher.
That's emphatically non-cipher right there that you talking right there. You heard? Emphatically non-cipher.
Nah, peace to the gods and the
Yeah, peace to
earth.
the
That's
guards,
a
though.
fact.
Yo, let me tell you something. The guards was on to some shit, bro. The guards, all the stuff that they was saying now, a lot of people saying a lot of the stuff that the guards were saying back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, fact.
Real shit. Nature born when I was young. He always try to teach me things. They said, Mike, what's
Listen.
today's mathematics?
Yeah, I used to get beat. What's today's date? Today's the 16th, right?
God, what God? Knowledge, what
Today's
God?
knowledge, equality, all being born to God, man.
Let's get
I've
it.
said God is who?
Smitty
The
was the
maker, the
God.
owner, the cream of the planet Earth, Father civilization, God of the universe, man. God is you. God is within you. You know what I mean? Allah is God, man. I am God, man. I'm the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, man.
Today the 17th.
Today the 17th, so today is knowledge. Today is knowledge, God, all being born to build to destroy.
And yo, let me tell you something, bro. The whole New York was
It's
God
knowledge
body.
born, it's knowledge God, all being born to build to destroy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening right now in this world. A lot of things is being built, a lot of things is being destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth and reality. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy that the math landed on this day and we on this topic. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things, you know what I mean? These street values, a lot of things that we value on these streets will be torn down. You know what I'm saying? And we won't have to value them things anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna be in a much bigger fight than than the frivolous things that we worrying about on these streets. I guarantee y'all. In the coming years, I guarantee y'all. You understand? Y'all gonna be worrying about food more than spending a block. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be worrying about if your food is poison or if you eating the right meat. You understand what I'm saying? Like I just saw something on TV where a lady just went and bought chicken and it looked like it was just glued together. It was glued together. This is the things that they passing through in your community, but y'all not watching. Y'all just throw y'all shit in the pen. Y'all wash y'all shit, soak y'all shit, and just throw y'all shit in the pen. Y'all massage it. Y'all don't check y'all shit. Y'all don't cut through y'all. Nothing. Nothing.
Yo, listen, they had to get us out of that. Let me tell you something. The Wu, all of them was guards. Nas, Rakim. When that shit hit the music, they had to switch that shit up because you had everybody in New York talking about that they know the distance from the earth to the sun, the road, they know the size of the earth, they spitting math. They like, nah, they over here kicking. I remember I was in Green in 1994, 1995 and shit. It was a police in there. He used to call himself Swan Guard. He knew all the math, though. He knew all the mathematics. And that's when they were saying the Guards of Earth was a gang at that time, before they, before they let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Of
But
course.
they was mad that them dudes was in there talking that high power, high science like that, bro. They was mad that dudes wasn't talking no negativity and dudes was really building. You know what I'm saying? When I look back at that, even with the rosters at that time, if you got caught with any roster stuff, they take you to the box too. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want us to have none of our own cultural stuff. And that's what I'll be telling y'all. That's what I was saying basically yesterday. Rasta is our own culture. Nation of Gods on Earth, we built all that shit. We built our own religions, we built our own lifestyles. Even here in America, we got our own culture. You see what I'm saying? And they don't want us to have our own culture. You see, they reverted, they killed that God shit and gave us gang shit. That's they
Yeah,
shit.
right. Especially if it's positive. That's what I wanted to say, Mikey B. They don't want us to have our culture when we talking positive, we marching positive, we taking care of our communities, we building up, we fucking building
Nation of
banks and
Islam,
all types of you know what
NOI,
I'm saying? Like
NOI, all that stuff. The gods came from the NOI. You
they
see
don't
what I'm
want none
saying?
of that.
But you got to remember, but that was our own stuff. So they had to get us out of that shit. They got because we building culture. That's culture. Once you start doing that stuff with music, and you got all that language, language, music, and they had their own language. The gods had their own language. Mathematics was his own language, you heard? But language, music, food, art,
But listen, the
those are the
crazy
things that
thing,
make up a culture.
right,
Those are the things that make culture.
right.
But go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
But
go on.
listen, the crazy thing is just imagine that, right? You in a gang today and you get penalized for not paying money, right? You get penalized for not putting in work. You get penalized for just because they don't like you. You're not one of those likable persons in the gang, right? You get penalized for all that. Through the nations of gods and earth, Muslims and stuff like that, you know, dudes was just like you only getting beat for not knowing your history and knowledge. I'd rather get beat for not knowing and not being dumb. You understand what I'm saying? Than to, get beat for not handing somebody money or going to kill somebody or rob somebody or steal something from somebody. And that's what they broke down. You
Right.
understand? Soon as they saw, because I went down south, what I'm saying, when I was younger, and you know, my family was born gods in earth. So to come up as a god in earth, you know, in that environment, we kept our heads high. You know what I'm saying? We was the almighty. I'm still the almighty. That's how I felt. Coming
Right.
out my house every day. You understand? I'm God. I'm a part of God. He created me. You understand what I'm saying? I
But
know Allah is God, and I know it's within me. You feel what I'm saying? And I kept my head high. But when I went down south as a youngin, I wasn't expecting to run into dudes that was saying they was God body or they had knowledge itself. And I did. And just imagine how big that could have been. You feel what
what
I'm
you
saying?
got,
All
yo,
over the
Smitty,
world.
what you gotta really, I mean, that was peace. Everything you said is peace. And it is big. You're right about that, bro. It's huge. But imagine, bro, it's like a book. It's like we in a movie right now, bro. We went
Right.
from gods to demons. Think about that shit, bro.
That's crazy.
They turned us from gods to demons. You had little kids talking about they was God, earthing gods. Now you got all these little kids talking about they demons and savages and all. Think about that shit, bro.
Nah,
And
that's
that
deep.
came and that came from the music. That came from them controlling our music, bro. Strictly from control of the music. And look, they controlled the music, and look who they had behind the boards, behind the scenes. A bunch of dudes that, from community standards, from the street standards, that did bad.
Mm-mm.
Yes, they do. See, he said they didn't force us. Yes, they do, because you know why?
They pay the money.
No, no, listen, let me explain that. Because Bam Boogie said they didn't force us. That's cap. Because right now, they can promote who they want. Whoever they put money behind is what's gonna go. You everybody got somebody that's gonna listen to what they saying. It's a bunch of trash rappers made it, bro, because they was saying what they wanted them to say. So they paid them and they promoted them. They could have choose to promote who they want. Look how many people turned down Big. Look how many people turned down 50 Cent. They turned them dudes down. Nah, I don't want him. I don't want that. Think about it. They could promote and market who they want. That's how they controlled it, because they controlled it with the money and they put it on the airwaves and they controlled the airwaves. They control what you can say on the airwaves. They control the narratives. They made sure what was being said is what they wanted to be said, which was things that were against the black community. The higher ups and the executives said, "We don't want that. We're not signing that." Bobby got up there and danced in front of them people talking about how he shoot. This is what we want to promote. The A&Rs, the dudes, the A&Rs and these other dudes, they weren't the ones that was writing the checks. They was bringing the axe. They was bringing the axe, and the higher ups, the ones that said, "Yo, we gonna sign him, or we gonna sign him, or we don't want him." And it showed that the more you said certain things, is the more chance you got to get hired. If you came in there rapping about gospel, they wasn't signing you for the $1 million deals. If you came in there talking about gangster shit and shooting or bitches and hoes, then they signed you. Everybody getting drunk or getting high, then they signed you. So they did control that.
Absolutely.
So they
Right.
did control that.
Talk your talk.
But go ahead, bro. Go in, bro.
Nah, you have shit. You said enough. I was gonna answer that as well, but you said enough on that. I ain't got to say too much on that.
But nah,
You're
that's I
absolutely
mean
right
that,
with
that's
that one.
that's really what it is, bro. You can't. They signed who they wanted to. The dead press. They could have promoted them. They don't want us all militant. Think about it, bro. I said this before. Think about if all black people was united in America and militant, what would we be doing? What
Right.
would
Remember
America
that
what
harmony
what would
music.
America look like if we wasn't high and we was all working? What would America look like? Think about it. What
Just
would black
another
what would the
day.
black woman and child be doing if we was all united? We all wasn't high. They ain't keep drugs in our communities. They ain't keep guns in our communities. What would we be like, bro? And we wasn't twerking with our kids on the internet. What would we be like?
Remember them songs though? Those soulful songs from Queen Latifah and all them, and just another day hanging in the hood. Just another day around the way. Feeling
Bro, think
good
about Anita
today.
Baker, all the shit that we came up on. Anita Baker, um,
Right.
all the
Good
jazz.
soulful
Um,
music,
what's
man.
her what's her name that do the jazz? I got a bunch of her songs in my shit. I'm missing it right now. The manipulated the dead, mentally dead. We had PE,
Good
X Clan,
song.
Brand Nubians. The enemy got shook. The Jews. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, bro. That's what's going on, bro. They don't want us to be on
Shout out
positive
to
timing.
Lethal Truth. Make sure y'all tap in Lethal Truth, man. My brother Lethal Truth. Salute.
Straight up, bro. You heard?
Nah, man, this was a good one though, man. I gotta
Nah,
get
this is
some
great.
rest.
This is great, bro. You heard?
This was a great show.
You was attracted to the streets because they made the streets attractive. They romanticized it in all the movies that we watched. Scarface shooting it up, colors and all that shit. They made the streets attractive and they marketed and promoted it to us kids. They marketed all that gangster shit to us when we was kids, and we went for that shit hook, line, and seeker. All
Nah,
the mob
fact.
movies, all the cowboy movies, Billy the Kid. They sold us all these stories, bro. They sold us out the river, bro. And then they what? They did it with the movies, and they confirmed it with the music.
Nah,
All
that's a
that
fact.
shit made it to the music. I got a job with the mall making G's, doing some pickups, some deliveries, some transporting keys. And yo, they got me like a flunky, money. All that Coogee rap shit, all that shit we came up on, all that shit into the 90s, the Wu, all that gangster shit. Wu Gambinos and gunning, shooting shit up and doing all that shit, bro. All that shit it was promoted like that on purpose, bro.
Nah, that's a fact.
That was on purpose, bro.
They
What
wanted
where
us
we
to
at?
be like that.
From gods to demons. From gods to demons, bro. With the OGs and the elders right now on the internet having problems with us dropping flags and getting back to what we supposed to be doing to get back on our dean. We trying to get the people. You got leaders out here trying to get people back on their dean, and these dudes will argue you down about everything else, about us being right people, about us being good people, bro. To the point where I've heard Hogan saying he getting threats. That's nasty work, bro. That's them people working against us, bro. They want to see us. They don't want to see us. They want to see us at odds. They don't want to see us united. They don't want to see us united, bro.
Nah,
Because
real
because
talk.
because as soon as we get united, we win. We destroy shit. Then we you got Voltron. We form up like Voltron, destroy some shit. Then we separate and start fighting again with each other. You It's crazy, bro. This is a good one
That,
though, bro.
nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
We've been
Nah,
on
this
this
was a
for a minute,
great one, big bro.
bro.
Y'all
This is a
already
good
know.
one, yo.
Salute to everybody in the building. We appreciate y'all. Just hit that like button. Get in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? We might be back on tonight.
Yeah, we
You
might
know what I
slide
mean?
back. We might slide back with something. We see what's up. This is a good one though. You know what I mean? Salute to Zip. We use this content. You know what I'm saying? He
That's
did
a
a good
fact.
show.
Salute.
If y'all ain't catch Zip show, make sure y'all go catch. That was a good one yesterday. That was a good show, you heard? Um, but yeah, man, if you ain't hit the like button, man, on the way I hit the like button, man, drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the peoples, man. This is a good one. You already know. A lot going on TV. Smitty Rock, Mikey
You
B
already
Hood Love
know.
TV, where you live, love, and learn.
That's
Salute.
peace.